Yo. Hello. No one can hear you. I don't think they can hear me at the moment. But let's get started. And feel free to dip anytime you need to. Alright, let's switch this over to what we need to switch it to. Hello, how is everyone? Oh, we have a good number in here. We've got Lawrence, long time no see. Hey, look, Devin, you know I'm on time. I'm always on time. Weapon X, Leaf Storm. We're joined by the one and only Pony in the house with a triple PS5 Pro combo in his house. He's taped him up so it can be as powerful as a 4090. It is the Chille of all chilies.
Nay. Hi. Yeah, it's like, remember when the time that the military stuck all those PS3s together to power the with the cell processors? I've done that, but with PS5 Pros. Remember when that was a thing?
I do. That's why it's so funny, because and look, I'm not late. My stream went live at 8 o'clock. The starting soon was live. That's when we're live, right? That's what counts, right, Chille?
Yeah, I mean, technically you're still alive, so...
I mean, I'm alive, yeah. I'm hoping I'm alive. Oh, man, this week has been an absolute nightmare of a week. Oh.
Steve, I haven't yet, but I have been looking at them. I'm not going to lie, I have been looking at them. Though, you know what? I know you said about people bringing up Final Fantasy. I'm going to bring it up now because I found it funny. I've said to Chaos multiple times, I will only get a PS5 Pro once Final Fantasy 14 supports it, right? That's what I've said. I've told you that since the announcement. I just saw a tweet where it seems like if you load up Final Fantasy 14 on the PS5 Pro, it will refuse to actually load 4K.
What?
Yeah, the resolution will force itself down to 1080p.
Oh,
even if you
no.
have the 4K mode. Yeah, supposedly this person has tried to hard reset. They've tried everything, but it won't supposedly actually load the game in the 4K mode that it has as a setting.
Oh, man, that's rough.
So yeah.
Also, most games on the PS5 Pro... Sorry, my voice is going a little today because I've been in meetings pretty much for about 5.5 hours today. 6 hours. Talking and whatnot. A lot. So my voice is a little on and off. And no, for those wondering, I did not get my PS5 Pro today. That is... Well, my friend has got it, but I'm going to pick it up on Saturday.
Nice.
I mean, I paid $100 for it, so... Getting it 2 days late.
So many people are so salty about you.
I know,
really?
right?
Come on.
I paid $100 for it, so getting it 2 days late is not a bad deal.
Someone's like, "Oh, you traded it in." That we know. No, that's not what happened.
No, they are so salty. But you know what? 2 days, getting it for $100 and 2 days late with zero trade-in. Yeah. I think that's a decent deal.
And it's fair. Us ponies like salt licks, so it's only.
I mean, I wonder how people would feel when they found out I got my 3090 Ti for like 120 quid.
That's insane.
So, I'm not sure if he's in stream now, but a dude sponsored me the 3090 Ti, and all I paid for was customs.
Oh wow.
The dude that
I did see the pro update for No Man's Sky, by the way, Derek. That looks good. Like, I always love when they tweet updates about No Man's Sky and people just tweeting out, "Can we give you more money?" Like, I think it's the only game in the world where people actually want to pay for stuff because they've got so much for free.
Oh yeah. It's hilarious. But yeah, I'm quite fortunate. There are really, really nice people, and it's why I've been giving back to the community. Like, I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter um, having a rough time and really wanting Game Pass. So I think I've given out about 14 months worth of Game Pass now over the past 5 months.
That's awesome.
Just random people that I see that are really struggling, that I genuinely can see they're struggling. So it's been, I've been giving it back. Obviously not £1,500 back, but I'm doing what I can.
I mean, I got close to that once. I will never forget, right? When I did a long time ago when Smite was doing like a new mode. They were like, "Oh, we'd love to give you some stuff for your account," because I played Smite back in the day. And they're like, "Here are some codes," and I looked at the codes. I'm like, "This is $1,000." Just gave me $1,000's worth of codes. So I ended up just like I kept like a quarter of it for myself, and then I just went through my friends list for people that I knew that were having a rough time or like didn't, who played Smite but just didn't have the money, and just gave away codes to random people on my friends list that I knew that were having a hard time. I didn't need that much money for Smite though. Hindsight, I wish I just kept it and laughed at my account being maxed out.
I mean, I see no lies there. I mean, to be fair though, Dom did perish, so that did get an extra point for Gears, and the superior Carmine did take over. So it may have balanced out a little bit there, David.
Maybe we'll get a sneak drop of Gears of War next year, though. Who knows? I mean, it's still possible, right?
I think we're gonna get the collection Gears collection next year, and from what I'm hearing, E-Day is going to be 26.
Yeah, that's fair, but like that doesn't mean there's not going to be a Gears of War title next year.
No. I think it's the Gears collection 1, 2, 3 redone completely by Coalition, which should be kind of cool.
Yeah, because I've actually enjoyed the Gears. No lie, that'd be one of the games that would be tempted to get me a Series X or an S. Not gonna lie, I enjoyed the Gears games back on the Xbox. So those were the most tempting one for me.
Oh, Gorsty, don't worry. I know exactly how corrupted Steve will get, especially after a couple tipples. He'll be bad everyone that even says Gears in. You won't even finish the sentence. You'll be like GEA band. It don't matter.
I praised Gears.
He'll say Gear and it's over.
Steve was like, I just prayed Gears for you. Unless you're talking about someone else.
You just said prayed. As like they need it.
I mean, if you pray hard enough, maybe they'll release it. So,
Give me both your addresses.
But yeah, Gears was always a good promotion for the Unreal Engine, right? Because all of them used the most modern Unreal, right? It was always a good promotion for the Unreal Engine back in the day.
Oh yeah, but it was also a really good game until 4 and 5 came out.
Yeah.
Well, especially 5. 5 was just 5. I mean, 4 played it safe. 5 was just.
Yeah.
I mean,
they should have not gone open world. Well, open-ish.
I mean,
right?
what?
It wasn't open world, but like. I'm thinking of the right one, right?
Yeah. 5 was the open one, the kind of open space one, but not open world. But Rod Ferguson said like they don't even know. Right? Yeah, but Rod Ferguson was like, we don't even know which version of the game is canon, whether the guy lives or the girl lives. That's rough, man.
I'm sorry, but Gears was better as a semi-linear game.
Linear games for those type of games are always better.
Well, no, I say semi-linear because it's okay to have different pathways that will go to the same objective, but it should be more of a linear path than anything.
But you know what? With all the joking about we are so back On today's 18th anniversary of Gears of War, we're proud to share that John DiMaggio and real Carlos Ferro are reprising their roles as the iconic voices of Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago in Gears of War E-Day, coming 2026.
I don't know why that's not what I picture. I know it's just a voice actor, but I don't know why
You
that
just
isn't
did
what I
not picture them, did
voice-
you?
No.
No. You just don't picture
What?
those guys as Marcus Phoenix. You're picturing someone like John Baptista, right, for Marcus?
Yeah, like John looks like someone that I would find at the going green bowling. He's on the he's going out bowling.
Mad World is literally Mad World got. I feel sorry for the people that made the Mad World song because that instantly became the Gears song. Like anyone that hears that,
I feel like could go out and decide to do a Nicolas Cage Halloween impression.
Yeah. But good stuff for these guys, man. Good stuff. They got the original people back. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
That's the type of thing you want, though. You want the original voice actors. You don't want them to, be going and getting other people. The original voices are what makes these games. You can't fake that emotion.
Barry Gorsty pointed out Sir Bender as Marcus Phoenix.
Who? What now?
Bender from Futurama.
Oh yeah.
It's the same voice actor that plays Marcus Phoenix, John DiMaggio.
I did not know that. Hey, Mr. Gabby. It's really interesting, Sanchez. You talk about the FTC. Did you not see Lulu's tweet? That was that was amazing. Did anyone see it? Let me see if I can dig it out. That was priceless. That was like the best thing I saw after Trump's win. And regardless of how people feel about that, this was just what is going on. That was Lulu. That's rough, man. That's rough. There is literally no one likes this woman. Open to. But this does give Microsoft open season with her out the way. Lulu did not give any time for anything for this. She went straight for the jugular, man. Chris George, this one from Lulu. That's just crazy. All that work and effort, and it's all gone down the drain. So, Chille, who do you think Microsoft is buying next?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest, because there's not really that many big publishers that they could purchase now. That like EA.
I don't know. The problem with EA is that what's the EA CEO called? What's his name?
Yeah, but doesn't EA want to sell?
Yeah, but what's his name? The CEO.
I'm gonna Andrew Wilson.
Andrew Wilson.
Is that the same one?
Yeah. So he said that the deal that he wants to have is that he wants to sell EA, but still remain the controlling CEO of the company.
I feel like Microsoft would be okay with that.
I don't know. Microsoft like power. They like to be in
Microsoft
control.
like power, but they also like someone to be able to blame.
True. But as you can see here, Take-Two Interactive sold the Outer World publisher private division to an unknown buyer, and Microsoft isn't behind the deal. I actually thought it was Microsoft, but it's not.
Yeah.
So who bought Private Division?
I mean, it's either going to be Tencent, probably, or the other name that I've forgotten off the top of my head. There's a huge chance it's Tencent. It's not going to be Sony. It's definitely not going to be Nintendo.
So what do you think about
Embracer, Gorsley? Could be Embracer Group.
Nah,
They like buying stuff.
they're not buying anyone no more.
You say that.
They're selling.
You say that.
They're bleeding money.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not going to try and buy more things in the
I
future.
don't think they will right now. Not until they're stabilized. And they are far, far, far from being stabilized. But what do you think of Microsoft's stunt on, their PS5 Pro launch day, and then Microsoft shadow dropping Death Stranding for £17 with the PlayStation proprietary Decima engine, which they said would never appear on Xbox, now on Xbox.
Yep, which is pretty insane. You know what that means? Horizon can now come to Xbox.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I do feel like that. I do feel like Death Stranding 2 will still be exclusive, but it won't be a permanent exclusive. It'll probably be 6 months. Is my guess. That's probably part of the deal that Sony made. Also, isn't it cross-save as well between your Xbox and PC?
Yes, Play Anywhere. So you pay £17 and you get the base console version on Xbox and the Windows PC version. It's not Steam or Epic, it's from the Windows Store, so you get it on the Xbox App Store as well. And so
I mean, that
your
makes
save
smart.
is...
Sorry.
Your
That's smart because I'm guessing how the cross-save works is it's linked to your Microsoft account.
Yes.
So you have to sign into your Microsoft account.
Yeah.
And then it's up like that is how PlayStation accounts should have worked with previous games on Steam and stuff like that, where, yes, force you to log in, but by having you forced to be logged in, it allows you to have cross-save because you're sharing the account between all the systems. That's how it should work.
Dude, cross-save is one of the greatest things you can have.
Yeah.
And not only that, like, the moment I saw this, because I've already got it on Epic, because they were giving it away for free anyway. But then I saw this at £17 and it was Play Anywhere. And for me, Play Anywhere is literally an instant W. Because that means I can play anywhere.
Sorry. It also has content that the Epic version doesn't, right?
The Epic one was standard, yeah. This is the Director's Cut.
The Director's Cut. Yeah. So this will have the extra content that was exclusive to PS5 until now.
Yeah. But that's really cool. Like, I mean, Play Anywhere for me has changed the way I game entirely. And I kind of... See, for me, the thought of going back to playing games focused on one specific platform, I find that really difficult now. Like, I can't... I mean, obviously I can do it, but if I don't mind buying that game again if it means I can play it across multiple platforms. And I think Xbox has spoilt me in that way, with that kind of transformation. Being able to start on, and there has been times where I've been playing on my Xbox and my kid wanted to play Rocket League. So I jumped from the Xbox to my PC. We kind of switch because he was playing Roblox on my PC. And then my daughter comes along and says like she has to do some homework. And obviously my kid's playing on the Xbox. And so I'll switch over to my Steam Deck and just continue playing. And though these occurrences are rare, it's happened enough for me to actually really see a benefit in that ecosystem. And if I was just restricted down to one platform and one platform only, it would just mean that I'd have to stop gaming and actually having to go out and touch grass. And ain't no one wanting to do that.
Yeah, the outside is wet and cold. I don't want to be outside.
Yeah, no one wants to be outside. It's like, so that Play Anywhere and the way the Xbox ecosystem works, as much as people don't like it and people kind of diminish it and ridicule it, I think it's one of the greatest things happening to gaming. And I think the fact that you buy one copy and you can play it in multiple places, it's just too good.
Yeah, I hate the fact that Sony never continued that system back in the day, because they did have you remember they did have Play Anywhere originally. I don't think they were the first, but they were one of the first companies to do it.
What do you think of Jeff's tweet?
I mean, I'm surprised there's not a pile of salt because it's Jeff. I'm
I
surprised.
know, but just look at the way he said it. There's no fanfare, no nothing.
No.
I can feel the expression behind the tweet.
Oh come on! Oh my God! Someone needs to put the the sort of line of read this quickly or whatever it was that was at the event.
Wrap it up, please.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Kojima, but your invitation to the Game Awards this year has now been invalid.
Maybe one day, Gabby.
Sony.
Maybe one day.
Right?
But yeah, you can see his.
Sony, so Keighley has moved his invite to the Game Awards.
But the fact that this dropped today, of all days, right? Obviously, it was calculated. It was designed to burst Sony's bubble. And everything I'm seeing online right now is Death Stranding coming to Xbox. And though there are people trying to say, oh, but it's a 4-year-old game. Oh, it's no longer published by Sony. It's using a Sony proprietary engine that they said would never appear. It also, when you boot it up, it comes up with the published by Sony. Even if it is 505, the average person that's going to see this is going to see a game that was exclusive to PlayStation, published by PlayStation on Xbox. That's gotta change perception going forward to the casual gamer. Like, if this has now come to Xbox, what else is coming next? Is there a need for me to jump ship, or will eventually more games be coming?
I mean, it'd be interesting to see, because we're getting Xbox games. It'd be cool if Xbox got some PlayStation games.
But it's like, and a lot of people are saying, well, they don't own, the IP is now gone to Kojima, which it has. Kojima now owns the IP. Yeah. But why wouldn't they remove that beginning published by Sony? I mean, it's just a video file, right? It's not like it's coded in or anything. It's just a video file.
Yeah, but that still involves more effort.
Oh, come on. It's literally copy and paste. Delete the file and replace it with something else. Or not with anything. If it's done by Remedy, you're just going to replace it with the Remedy logo video. It's 10 seconds work. Just need someone going, the dev's just going to go in, delete that file, put another one in with the same name. As long as it's the same naming convention, it'll boot up correctly. So, okay. I mean, it's an odd choice to leave it in there, is the point I'm making. It was deliberately done to leave it in there.
Yeah, they left it there on purpose.
Yeah, it's purposefully left. It's purposefully done.
I really hope, by the way, gaming, I really hope they don't get Killzone, because we don't even have Killzone. PlayStation get Killzone first.
No, FPS games are better on Xbox. Xbox is the bro gaming console. Technically, you could kind of. I mean, if you really squint and go about it in a round way, using Steam Link, Moonlight on your Xbox, streaming it off your PC, technically you're playing it on on your Xbox. But if you look at this is what I'm talking about. So this is Death Stranding. And
oh shit, Sony, what?
it's published by Sony. Sony Interactive presents. So it's interesting. It's interesting. It just begs the question, what is next? And of course, I don't know if I've heard this rumor in 3 different places now, but this is the only one I could actually find written, so I don't really pay much attention to this one. But I've heard it from 3 other places now that Kojima Productions now owns the IP rights to Death Stranding 2, OD, and Fizzint. That new game that was advertised on Sony's State of Play, or whatever it was, by Kojima. Apparently, Kojima is now owning the rights to all 3 of those games.
I do feel like they're still going to be exclusive for a timed amount of time. I don't think it's going to be as long.
I mean, OD
as,
is
like Death Stranding is 4 years, but I feel like they're all going to be timed exclusives, or in the case of, isn't it Fizzint? I think Fizzint's going to be permanently exclusive to Xbox.
If they don't own the IP address, then if they don't own the IP, they can't do it.
What do you mean?
If they don't own the IP,
yeah,
and they've already turned around and said, we want this exclusive at the beginning. This is a timed exclusive, or it's an exclusive until we have the IP. They no longer have the IP. They don't call the shots.
Yeah, but I still feel like both Death Stranding 2 and OD will be timed exclusive.
Yeah, timed. I see them being timed.
Yeah,
but not permanent.
I don't think they're permanent.
No.
Fizzint though. Fizzint will be permanent exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox.
Yeah, that'll be, as I said, Death Stranding 2 and OD temporary exclusives.
I think we confused them, chat.
Fizzint will be... Is Fizzint the Xbox game, right?
No. OD is the Xbox one.
Is it? Okay. Look, it's 2 letters. I can't remember. Either way, the Xbox game is going to be exclusive because it uses the cloud system. Because it's a cloud-based game.
Yeah.
The PlayStation ones will be timed exclusive because it doesn't use anything that's like...
I wonder if Death Stranding 2 will, after the selling of the IP, if there was any discussions to end the exclusivity for Death Stranding 2. It's going to be interesting. Or if the exclusivity period would have been cut down from, say, a year to 3 months.
It's probably, my guess, 6 months is probably what it's going to be. And it's probably still going to be timed exclusive because unless Microsoft puts some money towards it, Sony's probably funded the game. And it's probably the fact that Sony has funded the game that's making it timed exclusive more than anything.
It's going to be interesting, though, isn't it? It just feels weird seeing both companies now having their games on opposite sides. It's almost like that barrier is being broken bit by bit. Just Sony's taking their sweet time with it. Hey, Wayne's World, how's it going? Byron, E-Ranks, Zrogdal. Hey, Secondary Protocol, you made it. Loved your stream, dude.
It's interesting. Oh, I gave you a follow, by the way. I think that's who you tweeted out, right?
Yeah, that's the one I tweeted out. Secondary Protocol.
Yeah. The Twitter is Bruno _road 115. It's quite a long name, but yeah, I gave them a follow because I saw your tweet. I gave a look. They were playing some StarCraft.
StarCraft, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is really interesting. I've heard this in 2 places now, so whether it's true or not, obviously, will be up for debate. But it's interesting.
Anytime Protocol, nay.
I found it highly interesting. But
yeah, I'm excited to see. I don't like I'm not a big fan of Death Stranding, but I do like Kojima games, so I am still interested in both his other titles to see what they turn into. Though I always say I worry that if a game goes to Kojima. So
never go full Kojima.
I like when Kojima has someone there that tells him no in places, because he has.
I wish people like that.
He has an interesting mind.
I can tell you, people in my workplace with the project I'm working on at the moment, which is absolutely murdering me in more ways than one. I wish people would dare to tell people no as well. No's a good word. It's one of the first words that I learned as well when I was a young kid. But
it's not a bad word. It's not insulting your project. It's just that sometimes you've got to learn from other people. Otherwise, you just go off the deep end.
Chris, I don't have a PS5 Pro yet. My friend's got it. He sent me a pic on the phone to say that he's got it. There's a bit of a dent in the box from the delivery, but no damage to the inside box. It was just to the outer box. But I won't be picking it up until the weekend now. It's like a 45-minute drive to where he lives, so I'm streaming today, and tomorrow after work I think I'm just going to collapse and go sleep. So I'll pick it up on Saturday because I'm heading that way to go to a doctor's appointment. But the number of people that
on Tuesday.
Oh, really? What are you doing in Camden? Can't say, or?
Yeah, BioWare invited me down for an event in London.
No. The Veil Guard.
No,
Mass Effect?
Mass Effect board game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got miniatures and stuff like that. It's a completely new board game that they're making. I think I'm allowed to talk about it because they asked if people wanted to go on Twitter, and I'm like, I don't really play board games, but I enjoy Mass Effect. They're like, we'll invite you. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was a while back, and then I got my email confirming stuff and got a reminder. Yeah, there'll be like a goodie bag, the new board game. There'll be stuff to try out, and I'll be able to play with Mark Mayer, the voice of Shepard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, that's between 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock in Camden. So, well, near Camden, should we say? So, I had to book another hotel in London, which is expensive. So, that 18-hour trip because I'm taking the bus.
Camden isn't expensive. Dude, at least you can get a bus. Where I live, buses don't exist.
I mean, I'm getting a train to York, and then I'm getting the bus from York because... How about this, right? If I get the bus from where I live, the bus goes so far north that then I have to then get on another bus which goes all the way south. So it's easier for me to travel to a different town and then get the bus down because then it's faster. Because otherwise I'll be setting off at 8 a.m. and then arrive at 5 p.m. And if I do this way, I set off at 8 a.m. and then arrive at 2 o'clock.
Nice.
So, Chille, don't take your phone out, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I need my phone to work out where I'm going. So,
just make sure you've got like a Metal Gear Solid box with you. You can put it in, check where you're going. Once you figured it out, put it back in your pocket, take the box off. Hey, Punkalicious. We're just talking about Death Stranding and the comical effect and hoops that the ponies are jumping through in order to justify that it's not a big deal. But I think it really took the sting. I mean, not the sting, but the fanfare of the PS5 Pro out today. And considering we're seeing a bunch of reviews coming out saying how, honestly, lackluster the PS5 Pro has been in terms of their testing and comparison, and that could be for multiple reasons, but it hasn't really gone off to the fanfare that they wanted to. And despite the fact that Re Gaming is turning around and crying that people should be buying their games at full price and their consoles at full price, and if you can't afford it, you're a peasant, according to him. I still think that the overall cost of the console, based on what it is, seems to not be delivering.
I mean, if you want less frames, you can go get a Pro.
Byron, I've already bought it. I bought it as soon as I saw it this morning. The fact that it was Play Anywhere was the selling factor for me. Play Anywhere is a key motivator for me. Like, if the moment I see Play Anywhere, I will buy it on the Xbox app over Steam or anywhere else instantly. That to me is a number one selling factor. If you want me to buy, guaranteed to buy your game on the Xbox app, make it Play Anywhere, and you've got my money. If you pay petrol, I'll drive you. We'll get there in like 2 hours. You'll also want my address to come round. But yeah, I think it took the sting out of their celebration today, and it was a great move by Microsoft.
But once they've actually paid their marketing team to do something.
I know, right? I mean, since Call of Duty, they've been on fire.
Yeah, it's like they woke up and realized that they actually have to do stuff.
Well, they fired the old
or
crooks.
post the stuff that people send them.
Well, they got rid of the old crooks and came in with a new. But Digital Foundry has been really skeptical about it, hasn't he? They've really been all over. I mean, the check finally cleared, and now they're starting to praise it. But their original tests were really bad. And like you said, a lot of the showcasings of it have shown that the PS5 Pro is actually underperforming from the PS5, which is shocking.
Yeah, some of the games are actually running worse on the PS5 Pro than they do on the base PS5.
That doesn't make sense.
Which makes no sense.
No.
Yeah. Like,
Microsoft are low-key trolls. But South of Midnight is coming with coverage next week, for those of you interested.
Nice.
I know Paris is there, playtesting at the moment. He got an invite. But I didn't get an invite. This is totally unacceptable. We all know this, and we should all revolt about this. But yeah,
I'm
next
offended.
week. I know. And you should be.
I don't know what the game is, but I'm offended that you weren't invited to it.
But it's a platform game. Think of Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and I think it's similar to that, which I'm a huge fan of. Kenna was a really, really good game. One I recommend people play. But this looks cool. I know it's going to get dogged on for obvious reasons that you can see clearly on this picture, but
Yep.
I'm going to give it a chance and see how it is and play it for the game.
I look forward to your coverage.
I don't know, he messaged me a lot today, but I've been so busy at work, I couldn't really look at Twitter. Like I said, my day today has been really bad in terms of running around, minicapping my kids to and back from school to college and everything. And then I've had like 2 really, really nasty projects. Well, one of them's really good, one of them's nasty that I've been dealing with. So normally I finish at like 5:30 for my day. And since Monday, I've been finishing around 7:30. So I'm just exhausted. I couldn't really look at anything. The odd few times I was posting on Twitter just to clear my head and then jumping back into work. So I haven't really been paying attention.
Clear your head and Twitter. That's not a sentence I've never really heard of before.
Trust me, when you can turn around and start laughing at people and mocking them and triggering them and seeing their reaction, it's fun.
That's fair.
Although he was hassling me as to why I'm not buying Stalker 2 Day 1. I said I'll buy it.
I mean, aren't you?
Day 1, probably not.
Okay.
probably be more towards Christmas when I get my second paycheck. The Christmas gifts that I'm getting my kids alone and my brother's kids is setting me back around 650 quid, 700 quid. That's a lot of money.
And plus, you can still play it anyway via the power of Game Pass.
Exactly. So 1 month isn't going to hurt. I doubt the price is going to go down that much. And I'll be picking. I'm waiting for a physical for it anyway. So hopefully they will have a physical. I'm not going to buy that digital.
I'm excited to play Dragon Quest next week though, so I'm looking forward to that.
Your kid stuff. Hey, Paul.
I mean, chicken for... actually, no. Never mind, sorry. I'm going to say...
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a game that's going to, win any awards or anything. And I agree, Invictus. I think it'll have its fanfare for a couple of days, maybe a week, and then it'll be gone and forgotten about. I don't see it having anything, substantial for it.
Taylor says God of War and Horizon come to Xbox.
God of
I
War.
still don't believe God of War.
But Horizon I can see.
Maybe.
They're whoring out Horizon like there's no tomorrow. So that one I can see.
Yeah. I mean, it's on the Switch, so it's only a step above that.
Yeah, plus I want to get those glasses. If you've seen them, the X-Real ones. Still trying to see if I could justify those.
What glasses?
They're called X-Real. They're basically like sunglasses, but they've got two OLED screens inside. And you can hook it up to like your mobile phone or your console, your PC, your Switch, your Steam Deck, and have like a 100-inch screen in front of you. Augmented reality while playing.
I think augmented reality is pretty damn awesome. The issue with this is though, okay, they're cool. I like the look of them, but I wear glasses already, so I don't know how it would work with my lenses.
As long as it's not through limited games, Steve, I'm never ordering from them again. And it's not because of a bad service or anything, but overall, Alan Wake 2's physical cost me $130 with tax and everything. That's just too much. Like, I got the collector's edition version for $270, but $130 of that was just for the base game. So every time I want to order a game from them, it's going to cost me similar to that value, around $100, $120. Because the shipping is just so extravagant. Generally, the shipping is almost the same price as the actual game. Because they factor in customs and everything. It's just not worth it. Last of Us? Not sure. Honestly, if I was Sony at this point, I would start... These games are dead for them. Like The Last of Us, it's a dead franchise. No one is buying it. No one is playing it. The Uncharted series, no one's buying it. No one's playing it. Games like that have kind of lost their value and aren't doing anything anymore, I think they should look to putting it to other places. If they want to make money.
Okay, I'm looking at the Air thingy, those glasses. But so you have to buy the $400 edition if you want to play it on other consoles.
The X-Real Air 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Yeah, because the 190 is just PC and phone, and then PS5 and all that lot is 388.
You could always buy the Beam Pro with the standard ones, and you can plug it directly into the Beam Pro, and that gives you an output for HDMI. And then you can plug it into anything you want. And the Beam Pro is basically like an Android phone, But it basically acts as like a power bank for it.
It reminds me kind of more like of an Elgato capture card that I have.
Yeah, very similar. I'm having a look now. Oh shit! These look good, dude. What are you doing to me? Look at that! Look at that! They're giving you everything but the game. Where's the game? They give you a steelbook.
But you get a steelbook that you can not have the game in.
Where's the game? Okay, so there's the standard edition.
I guess it comes with the game. It just doesn't list the game.
It's the
'Cause
steelbook.
otherwise, it'd be weird to.
The steelbook is the game.
Maybe the game was the friends we made along the way.
Hey, look, we're not talking about Destiny. It's quite funny that with Destiny, everyone is more interested in Destiny Rising than they are with the base game.
Yeah, I was hoping to get into that beta, but then I found out it's American Canada only.
So how much is this?
I bet I'm gonna guess 180.
This seems good value.
Or one old man. Don't know.
An old man with chicken?
How much? Chicken is chicken is extra. I like it. Is it okay? So you can't pre-order now. It just opens up a picture of an old man with a
And
chicken.
all retailers just makes you log into Discord, so it doesn't look like you can order. Am I missing something?
sold out?
That's just the digital one, right? Yeah, it looks like it's just. I don't think you can buy it.
Maybe it's sold out.
Maybe. Then that just means I just will wait until I find a second-hand version. I mean, if I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna buy it physical.
Okay. Well, I found the price.
How much?
I found it. Okay. How much do you think it is? If this is the right one, right?
This?
Yeah, I think this is the. Well, I think I found. Yeah, I think this is it.
Is
It's a
it the
different
ultimate
website,
physical
I think,
or collectors or limited?
but ultimate physical.
I would
ultimate
probably say this is $199.99 or $249.99.
A little higher.
$299.99?
A little higher.
$399.99?
£366.35.
Yeah, nah. What about just a standard box or a limited?
I don't know. I just found this. The final boss bundle, I think it's called. I don't know if it's.
What about a
It only
collector's
ships to
edition?
America and Canada only.
What about a collector's edition? I mean, I don't care about the bag. I just want the figurine.
Leaving so soon, I don't know. No, I'm good.
Anyone got a
I
link
found that.
for the handheld tees? Oh, you're going to the Discord. Well, that's not good. I didn't want it to be here.
They're selling a reprint print of it as well. Okay.
Let's see. He lied. He just got me to join for nothing.
Who lied?
Steve.
I mean, talking about the handheld, I did tell you it'd be early next year that we'll find out more about it. My guess is going to be around February time.
Oh no, he did not lie. For once, he told the truth. €200 for the collector's edition.
Wow. You don't even get that much. I'm sorry, you just really don't get that much.
No, you don't. You do not. What about a standard edition?
I mean, it's a standard, right? It's going to be 70. Surely.
60. I'll pick up that.
Okay.
I'll pick up that. I'll put it on Steve's tab, so it should be fine.
That's with the pre-order bonus, though, so remember some of this stuff might not come after the release.
He pointed out the things he'd like to see if it existed. I think 25 handheld and 26 new Xbox. New Xbox to destroy PS5 Pro before PS6. Well, I think what we're about to see overall, honestly, with the way the consoles are actually being pushed around, is interesting because we're going back to the PS3 and the Xbox 360 era. Remember when the 360 came out like a year before the PS3 and it kind of gained that momentum ahead of the PS3 and then it had everything going for it? I think we're about to see a reenactment of that. Because I'm also very kind of conscious about the handheld and how that's going to factor into everything. I'm really hoping that they don't make it a parity and just make it a handheld console that can play the sandbox of the existing games on there, like your back catalogue, and then all the other games.
And then if need be, push. A lot of people hate the PS Portal, but my issue with the PS Portal is the fact that it's only a remote play device. But if they can push the next Xbox handheld as a cloud streaming device as well as native gaming, say like, look, the games that you play won't look as good as your current gen console because next gen will be current gen. Because I still get frustrated when everyone says PS5 is next gen. No, it isn't. It's current gen. But when the next consoles come out and it's current gen, I would rather them be like, okay, the handheld won't be able to do the same games and graphics. Well, it might be able to do the same games, but it won't have the same graphics, and it might be missing a few modes that the console version does. But you will have the cloud version of the game that if you want to play your console version on the move, you can use the cloud. Boom, done.
Yep. But
I still feel like next gen's going to be Sony's one of... Every third gen of a console is nearly always the worst of their consoles. If you ever looked at that, nearly every third gen is always the bad one.
I mean, the Xbox One was pretty bad.
That was the third gen.
To be fair,
the
though,
Sega Saturn.
It wasn't that it was bad. It's just the world wasn't ready for it. It was too advanced.
Like the Sega Saturn. The Sega Saturn.
That was a great console.
Didn't really do very well.
It didn't do very well, but it was a great console.
The PS3, again, it didn't do well until the end of its life cycle. At the first, it was a blunder. The N64, it was a good console, but Nintendo blundered with it by making it cartridge when everything was going to disc. Every third console seems to have a flaw. And Sony's about to hit the sixth console, so it'll be interesting to see if the third console curse comes back again for the sixth console.
I mean, it could very well be that way.
PS3 was great, but it was until like halfway through its life cycle that the PS3 got great. And even then, the PS3 was a very extended life cycle.
Oh, wow. The limited edition Heart of Chernobyl is actually really well priced at $79.99. Although this site doesn't have dark mode, which sucks, and it should be a crime. Literally, something like this should be finable for not having a dark mode option.
I mean, StreamYard, I'm looking right now, that doesn't have a dark mode either, right?
And it is why I try to make it what everyone else sees on stream as dark as possible. I made it so all they see is darkness. Does it actually have a disc within the box? That's a good question. Extended campfire content, the veteran unique weapon, the tourist unique weapon, early bird exclusive backpack. Interesting. Physical content, letter from developers, souvenir zone permit, sticker pack, steelbook. Please note that the delivery of the steelbook is not guaranteed and is subject to change. A plastic case or steelbook in one universal design for all editions may be provided as a replacement if necessary. A plastic case! This edition does not include a physical disc. The game will be delivered digitally. So what's the point? There's literally no point.
So you can own a physical case. You can have the case.
The physical items will be shipped once production. I mean, see, the problem I have here with that information is that it just loses instant value. There's no difference between me buying this and then just buying it digitally on the console.
It's just merch boxes now when you have a digital code, more than actual collector's edition.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a good. Don't get me wrong. It is still a good price. I mean, that's roughly about $69.99 in the UK. It is still a great price for that limited edition, and you get a bunch of stuff here that's actually pretty decent. Okay, that's not gonna work. If I do that, that'll work, right? So you get a bunch of stuff, but the fact that it doesn't come with the game, I think, is a massive letdown.
I mean, the physical game, right? Because it does come with the game. Because there are some collector's editions that don't come with the game.
But that's okay. I think that, but if you want the game, you can get it, right?
Yeah.
The PC version still comes with a disc. Or was it a PlayStation version? I think it's the PlayStation version now that comes with a disc. PC comes with a code now.
No version of Final Fantasy 14 comes with a disc anymore.
No, I think the PlayStation one did.
No, it comes with a box, but there's no disc in the box.
I know Endwalker did.
Did it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, when I was trying to buy...
I'll be honest, I still have my collector's editions in the boxes from the delivery that they arrived in and haven't opened those. So...
I know, Steve, I get that. What I'm saying is there's no difference between me buying this and just buying it through the Xbox store. But they get 100% of the money. They're not getting the 100% of the money with this. Through the store, they get the 100% of the money. Here, they're not getting 100% of the money. So technically, you're supporting them less by buying this bundle here than you are by going to the digital store and buying it from the digital store. Because at $70 with all this production cost, or at $60, whatever it is, retailer's going to take their cut. There's production cost in all of this. They're probably going to get half the value. Whereas if you buy it digitally, they get the full value. So you support them more by buying it digitally entirely than you would do buying this bundle. So the moral of the story, Steve, I'm supporting them more than you are. I'm still supporting them more than you are morally. You're giving them 350. See, man's giving them 350 but won't give me 350. What a guy. What a guy. He doesn't support me like that, does he? See, Chille?
Yeah.
Just can't get good help these days, can you?
I don't know. You've given me a lot of help recently, so thank you for that.
See, there's some people that appreciate my help.
And I learned about that cool new streamer this afternoon as well because of you.
Yeah.
So. You want Tales of Xillia 1 and 2 to come to Xbox? More RPG should hopefully come to Xbox. Hopefully.
There's a few experimental ones coming along, like Atelier Yumia and stuff like that. I think as long as those do well, we'll be seeing a lot more of these games coming across. So, I know people are saying that, you know, people shouldn't be told to support the devs in order to get more games. They should just be making good games. But I think there's a bit of both ways to that. And I don't know. I think there's a bit of give and take on that. But obviously, if you don't enjoy the game, don't buy it. That's just that's a no-brainer.
What's everyone's game in the year?
Concord and Dustborn.
I'm enjoying Sparking Zero, as you can tell. Man, I'm trying to think of what games actually got me excited this year. You know what? I'm excited for Goat Simulator Remastered.
That does look interesting. Okay.
I guess Rebirth is probably one of my games of the year.
Okay, this is what I don't get, right? Now, Chille, you're a pony, so let me ask you, because this is right up your street. And chat, stop me at any point if you think what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. So, you got the ponies who are complaining about people comparing a £1,500 PC with, decent graphics cards to a £700 console, or £800 depending on how you want to look at it. If you think the disk drive is mandatory, then it's going to be £800. But basically, they are saying that comparing it to something that's double the price is stupid. Would you agree with that?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So, we're on the same page here, by the way. I agree with you. So, wouldn't you say...
On the same case... Sorry.
Go on.
But on the same case, the PC has a lot more features than the console. So, in some ways, you could cut some of the price out if you're just thinking about, I don't know, the fact that you're not using just... That $1,500 you're investing into all different facts of life, not just gaming.
I mean, we're just talking about raw components here.
Yeah, fair. But I'm just saying that overall that PC will have more...
Okay.
More
utility. So why is it, if the PlayStation fans are calling it mental illness, and this is what they're doing, I'm not just making this up, this is what they're doing, they are calling it mental illness to compare a £700-800 console to a £1,500, £1,600 PC, and saying it is not the same. So why is it not mental illness to compare a £800 console to a £400 Series X? Why is it not mental illness within these ponies to compare a brand new console that just released today to something that released and is 4 years old? Why is it not mental illness for them thinking that they actually have a one-up over Xbox fans who are playing on a console that is 4 years older than the one that they have released today? Where is the disparity here?
I would give you it's stupid. You shouldn't be comparing I don't want to say last gen because they're both current gen, but you shouldn't be comparing a newer model of a system. I guess half a gen, because the PS5 Pro is not. It's also those that are like, it's not a major leap from the PS5. It's not. Of course, it's not a major leap from the PS5. It's not the PS6. It's the PS5.5. Like, You've just had the PS5 beta, and now you've got the PS5 1.0 model that's finally been released after 4 years.
I mean, tell me that isn't
Um,
mental illness.
It's stupid.
And my dude, right? My wife for the next month or so.
Oh. But
sorry,
no, to be
man.
fair though, if we're comparing Nintendo to other things, Nintendo plays by its own music. There's no comparison with Nintendo.
I mean,
the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to come out and it's going to be the equal of the PS4, if not a little bit more powerful.
but you know what I'm really happy about with the Switch? Before I continue with the other debate, did I even have the slide anywhere? I'm sure I did, but I've probably lost it now. The Switch has been confirmed to be backwards compatible. If you didn't know, with Switch 2 is backwards compatible with Switch 1.
I mean, Nintendo has that massive beta that's going on right now anyway, so of course it's going to be online compatible. Because that cool new online mode that they're working on.
Do you think the lamp... What lamp? From PS4
I think
to
they've just
PS4 Pro?
taken...
I don't know what it means by lamp.
I think they were just taking the piss out of stuff.
Okay,
Leap. Okay,
Leap.
not lamp.
The PS4 Pro was a massive leap,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I mean, it took gaming, for me personally, when I got my Pro, from 30 FPS to 60. Almost all the games that I wanted to play went to 60 FPS. I can't remember a game that I played on the PS4 Pro that wasn't 60. That was optimized for the PS4 Pro. You're not getting that with the PS5 Pro. Ghost of Tsushima and the likes. It was all improved on the Pro. The Pro was a really good upgrade on the PS4 Pro. I don't think the 5 is as... The problem with the 5, as opposed to the 4 Pro, I think the 4 Pro had a better CPU, as opposed to a bigger GPU. It focused more on the CPU improvements, and that was a smart thing to do. With the 5, they did the opposite. They went with the GPU to focus more on ray tracing, but they forgot about the CPU. In order to keep the price as low as possible, they left the CPU untouched. And I think that was a really, really stupid move. Because the CPU, in my opinion, is way more valuable to improve upon than thing. But they wanted to go for the wow factor in the graphical fidelity, and I think that was the wrong choice. I mean, the PS4 was a jet engine.
About the Switch Online, though, like they're working on basically a first party MMO Minecraft thing that's been tested on the Switch, which obviously is a placeholder for something for the Switch 2, in my opinion. So.
Byron, my box, well, not mine, but the one that my friend got delivered by Every, for those of you that in the UK know the company, it had a massive dent in the box. Thankfully, nothing was damaged on the actual box, but it was massive apparently. But it was delivered in a huge box.
Over the gate. I hate UK postal services. They're just the worst. I don't know what other countries are like, but UK postal services are just horrendous. I still remember when I was like, "Your parcel has arrived." I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find it. They're like, "Your parcel has arrived," right? Then they're like, "It's been delivered," and I'm like, I looked everywhere. Now outside the house outside the place I live, right? There's a little box with some weights on it, and this is where the gardening tools are kept, right? There's a little box, near the front door, where the gardening tools are kept. Now there's weights on it, so that the lid doesn't blow open, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The delivery person decided to lift up the weights, put my parcel in the box with the gardening tools, and then put the weights back on. I had to play an Easter egg hunt for my own parcel because I couldn't work out where the hell they put it. The front door is open at all times. Not the main door, but like the front door with like all the the delivery bits where you can put there's all the different flat numbers where you can put your letters and parcels. That's open. That was open, and they could see that my flat number was there, but they've decided to put it in the garden box.
Yep. Woodpit. The One X was a big jump as well from the original Xbox One.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, in the previous generations, their kind of mid-gen refresh was like a really decent jump. The PS5 Pro, you're going to see some games that work really well, and you're also going to see some games that don't work as well. And unfortunately, the ones that don't work as well are CPU bottlenecked, and that's... it kind of undermines the console. It just, in my opinion, diminishes its value. But imagine saying no to your wife.
Saying that was a problem.
Imagine saying no to your wife when she wants attention just for a PS5 Pro. That could never be me, man.
I mean...
Wife like, hi honey, I'm upstairs. Oh, bye guys. Bye Xbox, bye PlayStation. See you in a couple of hours.
Brian said they had the Xbox Elite console to the Xbox One S to the Xbox One X, and then the Series S, and now the Series X.
Because I was about to cancel my PS5. At the time, I went to cancel my PS5 Pro that I pre-ordered. I mean, I pre-ordered it from ages ago. I pre-ordered it day one. And I just didn't see the value in it in the end. And so I said, right, I'm going to cancel it because I no longer saw the value in it. Even though I kind of wanted one because it's new tech and I like new toys. The more and more I saw what they were showing, the more and more I just said to myself, this ain't worth it. It wasn't until my friend came up to, let me know that he can pick one up for me. And I'd have to pay. Originally, he wanted just like 50 quid off me, but then he said he needed 100 if I was okay with that. And I said, okay. And he said, it's like a birthday and a Christmas gift in one. And I said, that's sweet, man. Thank you so much. And so, at that price, I couldn't turn it down. And it was a really nice gesture from my friend, one of my best friends. So we were really, really close, and I couldn't turn it down. But I think if that didn't come along, I wouldn't get one. Woodpit, I have a reason to test it out. I just don't think there was enough value there. The more and more I saw Digital Foundry's videos where the PS5 base was outperforming the PS5 Pro in just standard games that were demanding. I mean, obviously games like Gran Turismo 7, which is not demanding at all, is going to perform really, really well. And you might see Baldilox actually showcasing GT7 and thinking it's a great win, but racing games always look great and perform great because they have such a low polygon count.
I mean, aren't they designed to be like graphical showcases for the console, right?
Exactly. They always are. I mean, just look at Forza Motorsport 6 or 5. They still look really damn good. Even if you go back to like games like Gran Turismo 5, they still look good for today's day because they're just... all the pixels are on the car. That's where all the focus is. Everything else in the background kind of falls apart. That's why if you remember those screenshots of Gran Turismo 7 where all the spectators look like they were PS1 characters, it's because you're driving at a high speed. You don't see them anyway, so they don't have to put any effort into modeling those characters. All the modeling is done on the vehicles, and that's where all the effort is gone. I could always scalp it on eBay. It's a birthday gift. I can't do that to him. Of course, I got accused like crazy of stealing it. Reforge Gaming accused me of stealing the console.
By the way, I felt dirty when I was on my other account. For some reason, when I was on Holified Gaming or Holified Saiyan, I popped up with Reforge as a recommended channel. I clicked on it once, watched like 10 seconds, and I went out and said, "Please don't recommend this channel again." I couldn't stand it. I really couldn't stand. I couldn't stand about a minute of his actual stream. Oh.
But yeah.
I can't.
But on plus note, the Call of Duty director says Game Pass debut tempted players back. And I think that is the biggest success for Call of Duty. I haven't played a Call of Duty properly since Modern Warfare 2 on the 360. That's a long time away. But this one brought me back. I played the campaign. I'm now playing the multiplayer every now and then. And I'm carrying Steve in zombies. But I'm actually playing this more now than I would have before if it was just a 70... I mean, if it was a £70 game, I wouldn't purchase it. Pure and simple. So the fact that this is now available to me to play, if they release like that Gundam skin now for this Call of Duty, I'll buy it instantly.
Yeah.
And
That's the reason why I don't mind Overwatch. I like Overwatch 2. I know a lot of people might hate that, but I still spend money on it because I play the game enough that I feel like I'm getting my money's worth when they release skins. I don't buy skins all the time, but I dropped all my money to... I bought all the My Hero skins because I'm a huge fan of My Hero and Overwatch. So I bought all the skins because I didn't have to invest in Overwatch in the first place, and I'm enjoying what I'm playing.
But you just feel you feel more comfortable spending money because there was a zero barrier into it. Whereas if you pay $70 for it, you'd feel like, well, I've paid £70 for this game. I don't really feel like I should be paying for microtransactions. But when the entry is technically quotes free, then or it is absolutely free, then you kind of feel more comfortable or more inclined to support the devs and buy stuff that you like because they're cheap.
Yeah.
And Steve, I thought that was a discussion we had between us and only between us. I thought you wasn't going to expose me like this. I mean,
when is your next community gaming stream?
Not this Friday, probably next Friday is when I'm planning for it. We had a decent turnout last time, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun watching you play Call of Duty.
It was even crazier when we were playing Fall Guys. These guys got really competitive.
That, but I didn't catch a lot of it.
They got really competitive towards the end.
That's how it is, though, right? You're like, oh, we're just here for fun. 5 minutes later, no, serious mode time now.
Paul, that is the biggest problem with a mid-gen refresh, right? The fact that the PS5 Pro will never, ever be able to flourish. It will never be able to offer you more than what the base console has. Sure, it will be graphically superior. It may have the ray tracing locked at 30 FPS. Who wants to play 30 FPS? Like, they can showcase those reflections all they want. No one is playing 30 FPS. If you see any pony out there playing 30 FPS, you know they are the biggest hypocrites known to mankind, except for Chille, because I know he plays 30 FPS, and he played it on the base PS5. So, he's excluded.
Yeah. I depends on the game for me if I'm going to play 30 or 60 FPS.
But the reality is, just like how I've been saying for a long time with Xbox, you know, Xbox is restricted, the Series X is restricted by what the Series S can do. You know, and that is just a reality. You know, that's a bottom line. Now the PS5 Pro is handicapped by the PS5. They can't have a 50% bigger world or a 50% bigger map. Or they can't have additional features that are only for the Pro because it has to work on the PS5. Just like, was it Horizon? I think it was Horizon... Was it Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West. It was one of the two. But they were talking about features that they wanted to add, and they couldn't add it. Mounts, wasn't it?
They couldn't add. They couldn't add. They wanted flying mounts, but they couldn't due to the slow hard drive of the PS4.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, that was it. So the fact that you had the PS5 and they were making the games cross-gen, because it had to work on the PS4, they were literally being held back by the technology of the PS4. The PS5 could have easily handled it, as we've seen in Forbidden West. But because of the way, because of the PS4's data technology and the hard drive, the Horizon Zero Dawn couldn't have mounts. And this is the sort of thing that, often people overlook or don't think about. But this is the problem when you're supporting the previous gen. If you're not making a separate SKU of the game, it means that the latest generation of the game is going to be held back. That's why if you look at Battlefield, when they made their Series XS PS5 version, PC version, and then they made a completely different version for the Xbox One and the PS4. They could play amongst each other, but they couldn't play with the next-gen players. They had less overall players in their lobbies. They didn't have the 64 players. They had 32 max. So technically, they were separate games. That is the way you should do it, so it's properly done. Separate SKUs, but that costs a lot of money. So what they do is they kind of just make one SKU and say, right, the base is the PS4. It doesn't matter if you've got a PS5 Pro. The base is the PS4, so it has to work on the PS4. And at that point, your PS5 Pro loses so much value. And so that's my biggest gripe with mid-gen refreshes and stuff like that, or two-tier consoles or things like that, because and this is why I hope that the handheld isn't going to be kind of like a driven platform, and the console itself will just be a singular platform, and the handheld itself will be like an accessory of sorts. That way, everything will just be made for the new console, and that's it. But if you have a two-tier system like you have now with the PS5 and the Pro, everything's being made for the PS5. For the Pro, it's just going to be all about the shiny. And it loses value.
Basically, the PS5 has the normal version of a card, and then the PS5 Pro is the full art version of the card. It's the same thing, just shinier.
DCG's a joke, man. DCG will forever be a joke.
Devin, talking about Assassin's Creed, did you see they plan to do, what is it, 10 Assassin's Creeds in 5 years? Was there something like that, right? 10 Assassin's Creeds in 5 years.
Yeah, something like that. Or was it 12?
I mean, at this point, it could be 12, but I think it's supposed to be 10.
Either way.
I say, if they're going to go that bad, did I order a Pro? No, as I said, I've told Chaos I'm waiting for them to announce Fantasy 14 on the Pro. Once that happens, I was tempted with Rebirth, not going to lie. And I'm still tempted, but like until I see some of the games that I've really played. Plus, I don't even have a 4K TV. I play on a 1440p monitor, so like it's not really going to affect me that much.
Man, I have never seen a guy go this pony hard in such a long time.
Oh no, not that guy. Oh, I've seen you tweet about him, or at least seen tweets from him. I think because of you.
That guy, man.
Oh.
That guy. Woo!
I try my best to not discuss PlayStation too much on Twitter. I do my best to stay away from talking too much about PlayStation. I talk way too much about Final Fantasy 14 and random crap, but not PlayStation.
I don't even try to be bad, but that guy has got it bad for Sony. At this point, I really do think he's being paid by Sony.
1440p is not equivalent to nowhere near to 4K, right?
No, it's 4K is 4 times that of
Yeah.
1440p.
Yeah. I still think that 1440p is the sweet spot for most for most games. That's just me. 4K is great with big TVs, but if you're not playing with a big TV, I feel like any other monitor, any other size, 1440p is the sweet spot.
1440p is the sweet spot. Yeah, that has less stress on the platform, and it also gives you a kind of best balance to frames and everything else. Unless you've got the super graphics cards like the 4090, 5090, or a PS5 Pro.
Yeah. Like a 6090.
Yeah, I mean that's the equivalent of a PS5 Pro, right?
Yeah, 6969 is the PS5 Pro. So yeah. Is Chaos officially a pony? Well, I mean, technically he has the Pro. Well, he will have a Pro. He technically has a Pro, but he hasn't got a Pro right now.
I don't have the Pro yet, Brick. I mean, it's released today. My friend has it, but I'm going to get it on the weekend. I mean, my monitor's 2K that I play on anyway. Yeah. So 2K is good enough for me. Yeah, Death Stranding, I paid $17. I got that as soon as it was available. Did you see Sony going to patent a feature that emulators have had for save states and rewind features? Really?
I mean, I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't already patented that, to be honest.
Devin, there are people in this chat right now that are waiting to, clip me again. They are dying and waiting to clip me.
I mean, yeah, they're probably lurking. Hi, people that are lurking in the background. They're waiting to clip specific lines and not actually chatting. I bet you're still subscribed as well.
Do you know what,
if you're not subscribed, hit the subscription.
Do you know what, though? I was actually genuinely surprised. Right? I know some of you may have heard of him. There's a dude on Twitter called James. I don't know who he is on YouTube, but clearly he is someone on YouTube because he must have been one of those that were actually in my... Because he was in my stream. And he's like full-on hardcore, die-hard PlayStation. And obviously Bulldeluxe decided that he was going to try and mock me by saying that, apparently I cracked the code and by trading stuff in. Because he's the one that clipped me, James. And he responded to Bulldeluxe and told him that, no, he apparently confirmed that he did not trade anything in. So he actually did,
Yeah, I was watching the video, at least.
He at least had some integrity and decency to tell the truth, and I appreciate that. Credit where credit is due. He actually did correct Bulldeluxe. Obviously, Bulldeluxe couldn't take the L and decided to ignore it, but it is what happens with Bulldeluxe. Nah, Reforge is an idiot. That guy suffers mental illness to the highest degree.
I like the fact that your chat keeps calling me a good pony. It makes me happy.
And
I was just looking at my... Sorry.
Go on.
I was just looking at one of my new videos that I posted and someone said I was underrated, so that made me happy.
Nice.
Thank you to the... Yeah.
But
we're up to 38 followers.
Oh,
subs,
nice.
Thanks to you, so thank you.
That is awesome. Almost at that 100. Creeping there slowly.
It'll take time. But
seriously,
thank you.
According to Reforge, I'm a peasant, right? Because I'm getting my PS5 Pro for cheap. Although, did you hear that he not only did Reforge... Hear this, chat. Not only did Reforge beg his community for 1,000 memberships so he can build a PC. Memberships at $6 a membership.
Yeah.
He's now begging them for 250 memberships so we can go on holiday. So chat, who's going to be a good fella and start giving those memberships out? I need 1,000 memberships.
Depends on where you're going on holiday to, right? If you want to go to Spain on your own for a day, you only need what? 20 memberships, right?
Byron, not yet. Not yet. But I'll take 1,000 memberships while we wait for Sony's financials.
Sony at this point would take 1,000 memberships so they can play
gaming.
Reclama.
Donate 1,000 memberships and I'll wear the pirate hat for the next 5 streams. Start to finish.
I feel like that's a scam. I'm sorry, but no, that's a scam. Just because you could also be like, you could also cut down how long you stream for.
Shush.
Steve says a Ryanair flight is only £9.99. Like, if you really want,
and you don't get through custody. Like, you don't get through the brief check-in though. They're like, sorry, there's been a problem with your flight.
Not gonna lie, when I went to America last time, they nearly kicked me off having a nut allergy. So yeah.
I'm like, sorry, you've got a crooked eye, you can't get on the plane, but we've taken your $9.99. But you know what? I'm not going to be as greedy as Reforge. I'll take 500 subs. See, I'm way more reasonable when it comes to this. So 500 subs. And I'm not even asking for the 6...
memberships, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm not even asking for the $6 one. $5 one is fine.
Yeah, Paul, I have a severe nut allergy. It's frustrating. It's why I'm sorry if anyone's offended by this, but it's why I always joke about the fact that I support vegans from a distance. I love vegans, and I'm happy if someone's a vegan, but I will always support from a distance because I've got a nut allergy and a legume allergy. So I'm allergic to peas, chickpeas, nuts. So please don't kill me.
Brick, yeah, it was.
I can't eat baked beans. I can't be fully British because I can't have the joy of baked beans.
Wait, you can't have baked beans?
No, because I'm allergic to lentils and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, you told me. I didn't realise lentils were in beans.
Beans are beans, so it's a legume, so peas and all that lot.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, Brick, it was for his PC. I mean, I've got a low-tier graphics card. I've got a 3090 Ti. Clearly, I need an upgrade. So 500 memberships should actually get me my 7090, right? He'll be happy if I get 1,000 likes. Dude, I'd be happy to see 1,000 likes. Likes seem to be like a radioactive thing at the moment. People just don't like giving them. Even though it's in the name, they're a like.
Please hit the like button. Yeah, it's true gaming. There's a reason why I eat the same foods over and over again. Like, why do you eat the same foods? It's because I know they won't kill me.
I'm diabetic. I eat everything. In moderation. I thought this was interesting. Xbox AI. So we'll probably find out about this in a few days' time. But if you're subscribed to his notepad later this week, they're going to be talking about how Xbox AI plans, and there's an update on streaming your Xbox game library through xCloud Gaming. Live now. Hey, there's a $2 super chat. Now we just need another 1,000 of those and we'll be good.
Devin Brooking tipped $2 through super chat. Here you go, hope this helps.
Paul, I'm actually type 1 and type 2. Hey, Chille.
Pounds through super
There we go.
I will put towards the pot.
So that is 998 to go.
Wait, 4? Don't you mean 996? Sorry.
Hey, look, don't mess with my maths. It may be completely off, but we go with it. I actually think this is quite interesting. I don't know what's going to come out from this. I haven't really heard anything, but once we get the lowdown, I'll talk about it in a video. But Xbox's AI plans for cloud gaming seems really interesting. That could actually make the picture... I mean, this could actually be really big for cloud gaming.
I mean, they kind of use it already for... Don't some good cloud gaming series use the version of AI of the AI where it's basically trying to predict your button inputs before you actually press them to help with latency?
Oh no, I'm going to get clipped for that. I am going to get clipped for that. No way.
Way, £1! Yes, with only £995 to go.
I can't believe I'm going to be clipped for that. Oh my god, I'm mocking Reforge Gaming and I'm going to be clipped and mocked for no reason. Out of context.
Only £995 to go.
I know, right? Hey, Rabbi, how's it going?
So £5 you can, I don't know, for £5
Steve tipped £1.
you can buy a meal deal.
But I think I fixed. I think I
I
fixed the whole
secret
thing.
again, donations.
Hey,
Thanks,
Taz. Thank you for that. $1.99, Steve. Thanks for the £1. I appreciate it, guys. We're getting there slowly
I'm
but
the
surely.
secret now. Thanks, Chaos.
Rabbi, I am
I've learned
tired.
how to do it.
Yes, you have, Chille. Yes, you have. I've just paid 10% of your right now. I have a 98-inch QLED TV. I just had to test the Xbox app. Cloud gaming is actually really good on Samsung TVs. It is. But what I'm thinking is going to happen here, Xbox is probably going to use AI to make the image quality and overall performance actually better. Which is going to be interesting because of what GeForce has announced recently, right? So, for those of you that don't know, GeForce is going to cap their playtime to 100 hours as of January the 25th. Now, if you're an existing customer, your playtime won't be changing until the 1st of January 2026. But if you are a new customer as of January 2025, you're only going to get to play for 100 hours. Hey, Gaming, thank you so much for that £1 super sticker. It does. I think you need to put like £2 or more. It's just the way YouTube works. Anything below £2 is a super sticker.
I think it also depends on the. I think the creator can adjust the amount that you need to do for the.
I've tried everywhere. I can't see it.
Okay.
I've gone into all the settings.
You get more towards the holiday fund.
Donating for your pop and that fake gamer reforge.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Gaming. Thank you so much, Cupids, for the super chats and the super stickers. It is very beautiful, Devin. Private division, studio, Microsoft need get by. Nah, someone else has already bought it, Rebby.
Yeah, it's not Microsoft.
It's not Microsoft.
Microsoft said that they've not bought it, so
yeah,
it's
someone
a
else
completely
bought
different
it.
company.
But with this GeForce Now, they're also changing the standard edition. You know the standard one, the basic one?
Yeah.
Not the free one, but the intermediate one. That was a 1080p, now it's actually 1440p, so you're getting better service. But I think
good.
the 100 hours is terrible. I mean, for the majority of the people out there, I think it's more than enough. But I think it's going to change by 2026. I think it's going to be a failed experiment. However, I have contacted Nvidia today, and they did respond. And they did tell me that if you are a founder member like I am, you will remain at unlimited until your payment lapses.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Or if you downgrade, but if you go back to founder, you can upgrade back to founder.
No.
I think from what I've heard.
No. Your founder. So founder is just founder, right? Yeah. And I'm on the premium, or as they call it now. What was it? You've got performance and ultimate. I can go between performance, ultimate, whenever I want. That won't change my founder's status. It's only when my payment lapses that I will lose the founder status. But as long as you have the founder status, you remain unlimited.
Yeah.
Steve, thank you for that £2. This now is your flight covered. On a bright note, I have actually fixed that dual notification. Why not, Rabbi?
Rabbi, it's just because they said that they haven't. They've said that another company has bought it.
Microsoft said that another company bought it.
Yeah, Microsoft said another one has. So.
But my prediction for this GeForce Now thing is that 2025 they're going to get a huge backlash. You're going to see a bunch of people drop their service. They're going to lose money. And then they're going to revert back to the original system. And they're going to eventually offer a 2-tier system. They're going to offer a cheaper entry for those that want to have it capped at, say, 50 hours or 75 hours. And then also offer an unlimited version. I think by 2026, they'll revert to that. Because that's what makes sense to me. This doesn't make sense. I mean, Leafstorm in my Discord spent 190 hours on Final Fantasy 16 and 30 hours on Romancing Saga. I know that's a lot in a month, but still, in 30 days...
I'm mainly thinking the fact that, for me, it's not the fact that, let's just say, if I get 100 hours in a month, that's probably not going to happen on my own. But let's just say if you're a family, and you all log into the same account because you don't want to pay for multiple subscriptions for, you're all going to be playing from that anyway. That family's got 100 hours to share between maybe the 2 kids and the dad and the mum. That's not a lot of hours then.
It's not, no.
If everyone in the family is using it.
But this is designed 100 hours per user, not for family. Maybe they'll offer a family plan for 500
do they
hours.
do a family plan?
Not yet. This is what I'm saying. It's premature. I think they're going to readjust it as they go along, as they learn and get feedback. So by 2026, I think you're going to see big changes to this. So I wouldn't... If you're a user now, I wouldn't bother. But if you are planning on getting GeForce Now, I would get it before January 2025. Because if you jump onto it before then, you have unlimited playtime until January 2026. So just a penny for your thought. And Rabbi, Ubisoft potentially could... They won't buy Ubisoft because the Guillemot family and Tencent aren't going to sell their shares. So that's out of the question. They crashed the shares deliberately so they could buy it for dirt cheap. I mean, that was literally... What they did was illegal, but they're getting away with it. Warner Brothers, on the other hand, we do have a story for Warner Brothers, actually.
Right, before we move on, Paul says important type WoW 2 being remade. Just heads up, there's not World of Warcraft 2, but Warcraft 2, the real-time strategy game, is being remastered. That leaked.
But no, seriously, if you are planning on looking into it, I would advise picking it up in December, trialing it out at the very latest, even if it is for the standard edition. And if you like it, maintain it, because then you'll have unlimited playtime. If you wait until January, you will lose out. So Warner Brothers games to focus on Batman, Mortal Kombat, and Hogwarts Legacy moving forward. They are no longer going to be looking at games like Multiverse or Suicide Squad, which has cost them more than $300 million. So all these experimental games have gone out the window. They are now going to focus on single-player games, beat-em-ups that they are known for, and of course, my hero Batman.
Well, it's a shame about multiverses because when it first came out, it was really good and it was doing great, and then they shut it down, and then they brought it back and that killed it.
Yeah, Rabbi, I don't know if Warner Brothers is for sale. I know they were looking for some time if they wanted that they were looking to potentially sell, especially during the Suicide Squad disaster. They were bleeding money, but I think they've kind of written those off now. I think it's just too late. I think they've finally found their footing and a path forward for themselves, and I don't think they're going to sell. At the end of the day, Microsoft can want to buy them all they want. If the company doesn't want to sell, they're not going to sell. Man, I can see it now. Chaos begging for super chats. That is what's going to get clipped. I know it. I have to say, that whole Elon Musk thing with letting people see blocked content is both a gift and a curse. It's amusing.
I think Microsoft will go for Sega. Well, Sega and Microsoft have a long history together that people don't seem to know much about.
I just don't see the point in Microsoft buying Sega. Their games are already coming to Xbox, and the new Sonic game that's being in development, that's supposed to be their super game, is running off Microsoft, is pretty much being powered through Azure Cloud. And Microsoft has given that to them pretty much almost free of charge to use, with the condition that all their games come to Xbox.
Yeah. And
most of them, on agreement, go to Game Pass. So until that agreement is over, I just don't see there being any reason for them to buy them. I'd love to see them buy Square Enix, though. If nothing else, just to see the complete meltdown on social media. I think that would send people... I mean, we already saw what putting Spider-Man on PC did to One Pony, right? Literally gave them a complete meltdown. They went unhinged, off the rails. It was incredible to see a 50-year-old man actually flip out in the way he did. It's unbelievable. But I think Square Enix would literally send them to asylum. They may even see the Joker and Harley over there and just start hatching up plans to break out.
I could see that.
So that's who I would want them to buy. They're not going to... I know people are going to start saying they're going to buy 2K. I don't think financially it's even going to be worth it, because they would lose weight. You know, GTA would go on to Game Pass, and at that point, it really is going to be a hit and miss if people subscribe to Game Pass. We'll have to see the numbers from Call of Duty to see just how much actually it benefited. Plus, it's just going to cost a lot of money. They want to go for companies that are under the radar, you know, cheap, and Square Enix is cheap right now. They make great games like Final Fantasy.
And Dragon Quest.
Man, it's been a long time since... Go on.
Dragon Quest is still a bigger franchise than Final Fantasy in Japan.
But do you know what Dragon Quest proved?
What's that?
So I've got a friend who pretty much messages me about all this DEI stuff and SPI stuff, like, on a daily basis. Without fail.
Yeah.
I don't pay much attention to it, personally, but what Dragon Age has proved is that...
Age? Was swapping games?
You said Dragon Quest, but I've kind of thought you were talking about Dragon Age. But what Dragon Age has proved is that none of it matters. No one cares because the game done well. If there was ever a game that would have had an impact on the gaming scale, on a gaming economy, Dragon Age was the one to fail. And it proved that no matter how much it has, and how much people cry on social media, and how much of these groups that they create and followings that they have, it's all for nothing. Because when it really counts, everyone crumbles. But going back to your point, Dragon Quest is a really big franchise. So Square Enix would be a great buy.
In Japan, they used to have a day off when the new games came out because so many people would take a day off work that they decided to make it a public holiday. So whenever a new Dragon Quest came off, they had the day off.
Oh, look at the
People
insult.
would skip work. Chaos Forge Gaming.
That just wounded
I
me.
can ban them.
That just wounded
ban
me.
them.
You know what?
I never wanted to ban someone
You know
harder.
what? 10 memberships as punishment. I hope
I'm not giving
Microsoft.
you 10. He wants 10, should we say it?
I hope Microsoft make new studio. What studio, Rabbi? And Susano, I agree. Square Enix is also in a position to be bought.
Yeah.
They are in a great position to be bought right now.
And Microsoft would then add to its collections of MMOs.
They would.
So, MMO soft is what they could call themselves.
John, you have a day off anytime Assassin's Creed game comes out?
Susanna, I didn't know they made Starforge. Not Starforge. Star Citizen.
My friend isn't Grums. I would never call Grums my friend. Ever.
No, I don't like talking trash about people, is what he said. But the certain person has been selling an unfinished game for over 8 years. And I responded with the fact that I didn't know he was making Star Citizen.
Team November, Death Stranding 2 will be... At this point, Death Stranding 2 guaranteed will be multiplat, but it's unknown if Sony has a timed exclusivity with it. Sony might have it, might not have it. It's literally unknown at this point. But as of right now, Kojima Productions owns the IP, so if there is no timed exclusivity on the game at all, then the game is going to release day and date multiplat. If there is, it's going to go to PC and PlayStation first, and then whatever the timed exclusivity is, that will dictate when it goes to Xbox. But after the second one, if there is a third one, I pretty much am sure after that it's going to be day and date.
Yeah, if there's a third one, it'll be day and date.
But the second one has an asterisk on it because we just don't know if Sony did actually have a exclusivity clause with them or if it was just assumed exclusive because it used to be a Sony IP as opposed to a Hideo IP.
I mean, pretty much every third-party game that gets timed exclusive is owned by Sony, right? That's one of their clauses. That used to be one of their clauses that they own the IP if you make the game for a Sony console.
The problem with making a new studio, Rabbi, none of them actually survive more than 2 years, and the ones that do end up closing down because they make bad games. The industry is so cutthroat right now. It's just such a rough time to be creating a new studio. 9 out of 10 of these new studios end up closing, whether they've actually built the game or not. So building a new studio probably isn't on the cards. Paul, like I was saying, that's unknown.
Yeah, I would say don't say no about that yet. There's still chance that Sony will still have deals with Square Enix.
Square Enix?
Because
I can't see them.
I see. no deals for Sony with SE. I still feel like we'll see some because both Square and Sony have had a really close relationship in the past. But it would never be as long as previous ones. And I feel like Square Enix will actually have the games ready for when the actual timed exclusivity ends in the future. Like it's kind of a joke, the fact that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth isn't on PC yet. Because that was only, that ended what?
Which one?
June. Rebirth.
No, the trilogy is going to continue exclusive on PlayStation.
No, Rebirth was only exclusive until June.
Yes, but that was
That's
for
when
PC.
its exclusivity end.
Yeah, for PC,
Yeah.
not
I'm
for
just
Xbox.
saying that it's still joke the fact that the PC version doesn't exist yet.
Oh yeah.
I understand the Xbox version won't be till next gen, but I don't think that I don't think that's anything to do with Sony. I still feel like that's because Square just doesn't want to make a Series S version of Rebirth.
I don't know.
I really think that's one of the reasons why.
I mean, it could be, but I don't know. Sanchez, Take-Two, I think would raise a few eyebrows. It's not impossible, but I think there are better options out there. Ubisoft is going to be restricted to Tencent and the Guillemot family, so they probably aren't going to sell. And Tencent can't actually sell their shares anyway, because they're restricted until 2027, I think, before they can sell any shares. So they're actually locked. They can't sell any, and they own 49.9% of the shares. I think they own over 50% of the shares, but they can't count those 50% to the 49.9% because their contract actually prohibits them from owning more than 49.9%. So I can't see Ubisoft unless they pay Tencent a lot of money, and even then, it's going to be after 2027. So, and Sega they're getting everything from Sega anyway. I mean, I can still see them buying Sega, just cementing the deal and just putting everything on Game Pass. But I think there are other better suited studios out there that would be better off to guarantee those games coming to Xbox. There was a Anyway or a something like that studio, Steve, that was created in Blizzard Entertainment. That Blizzard created, so maybe if that's the one you're talking about. And last, been a while since I've seen you here, dude. Welcome back. It has been a while. JB, host
Anyway,
late.
Chaos, it's been fun.
Yeah, dude.
And hope to be on again soon. I've not been streaming this entire week, so I was lucky that I was able to catch you today. Thank you for having me on.
Anytime, dude.
Remember to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're watching this right now as a VOD. And if you're on this live, thank you, everyone. It's been fun. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your evening, but I've got some stuff I need to get done. So thank you, Chaos, for having me on.
Enjoy,
how I
Chille.
need this.
And if you're a Dragon Ball fan, don't forget to check out his YouTube channel. I will put it in there, or Taz will put his YouTube channel in. He's a massive Dragon Ball fan and doing a lot of Dragon Ball content. So if you do like Dragon Ball, definitely check out his channel. We're trying to get him to 100 subs, so that would be amazing. If you are a Dragon Ball fan, go drop a sub and support a new content creator. Currently he's at 38 subs. Last stream we went from 24 to 34, so that was great. Let's see if we can get him to 50 before the end of the stream. That would actually be amazing. And plus we all like Chille, right? Chille's like that friendly pony that everyone loves. Steve, was there anything else about that studio that came about? I mean, I know they were recruiting staff members for it. And like I said, you know, when it comes to new studios, they don't last long. We've not really heard anything from it. I know them making any games is years and years away, but still, interesting to see what happens with that. Let me see if Chille can send me his channel. I keep forgetting what it is. Yeah. Chille is our My Little Pony. Yeah, it's really in its infancy, right? Silent Hill 2 is a 1 year timed exclusive. I saw this on passing. This is a beat 'em up, but the actual publisher itself is having a 75% sale on Xbox, the Rocket Panda games. So maybe some of you might be interested in this. I know there was a couple that I mentioned last time when this was being showcased on a trailer before it released. I didn't even know it actually came out. They did a really bad job with the marketing. But Phantom Break Omnia is now 75% off, so it's might be up someone's alley. Not for me personally, but I thought I'd mention it. Looks like a lot of their whole catalog has got 75% off. So check it out on the Xbox store. You might actually find something you enjoy. You already have it, Bloodstrike? Awesome sauce. It's really strange that WoW hasn't actually been ported over here. And you know what? Steve, you could be right. But considering WoW now has controller support, it's weird how they haven't done it yet. Considering Final Fantasy XIV now works on the Series S and X, and there's no problems, WoW would just be a no-brainer, right? Just expanding the reach of World of Warcraft. I don't know, it's weird that they haven't done it yet. No one likes Marmite, dude. No one. Warcraft 2 is definitely looks like it's in the cards, especially from the data mined content. Susanna, they do have controller support now, so it's definitely there. Native controller support as well. But it is there, Steve, and it is playable. So chat, who's ready? Who is ready for Mass Effect live action? A Mass Effect live action series is now in development at Amazon, according to Variety, and I can almost guarantee that the producer has never played the game. He will not allow any of the actors to play the game, read any books, find out any lore about the game. It will be a live action depiction of Mass Effect in their own vision and their own storytelling, so they can have their own creative ideas take lead. That is my assumption on how this is going to go. Let's see. When is that? So December 20th. On November the 20th, we're going to be on Twitch with Stalker 2. And December the 9th, I will potentially... That's a Monday, so I think I might call off Toff for that day and do indie on Twitch for that one day. Yeah, it makes sense. It'll be over at Twitch though, not here. Can Microsoft get the studio Techland? If they pay enough, yeah. If they pay enough, absolutely. Fallout was good, but it was also run by, it was produced alongside with, Todd, right? So he's not going to do a bad job with it. He knows the story, he knows the lore, he knows the game. And so they followed cues from people who knew the game, plus the people making it were also fans of the game and knew about it. But if you look at Yakuza TV series, they openly came out and said that they're not looking at any material and none of them know anything about the game, the lore, the story. They won't be looking at any material whatsoever. They want to create a Yakuza game, a TV series, based on their own vision. And it turned out to be absolutely shit. To no one's surprise. So it doesn't really matter in that regard. Like I said, Techland is possible, but if they pay for it. Rabbi, I've answered the question twice now. Hey, Jacob. Or Jacob. And all I'm going to... That is what... Sanchez, that's all you have to post. Lulu wasted no time, man. That was rough. Ubisoft isn't going to be shut down. And honestly, I think that with Ubisoft, the whole bad PR, bad press, it was all deliberate to crash the shares so the Guillermo family can buy them all. This was an inside coup that they got away with. Scrapland. I remember the name, but not the game. Really? Why would they not hire the original person to play Sam Fisher? I don't like it when that happens. Hey, Cygnus. Yeah, Cygnus. I wanted to reach out to you after the stream. I didn't really know how to. I wasn't the one that muted you, I guess. So, apologies for that. I have spoken to relevant people to not do that when people are just having a disagreement without any toxicity. I get it if there was toxicity involved, but there wasn't any. It was just a discussion. And that shouldn't have happened. So... just wanted to make that point. Oh, Edward, is it? Well, I guess that changes things then. He wasn't actually. I remember the discussion. It was more just a disagreement. Yeah, Cygnus, I don't do that. I mean, I don't know who you are on Twitter. Otherwise, I'd have reached out to you on Twitter. I don't do that unless people are being toxic or if they're deliberately trolling. If you're having a conversation and it's constructive and you're just arguing your point without being a dick about it, I'm perfectly okay with it. The moment I see people doing it just to trigger people or annoy people, that's when I'll step in. But I didn't see that last time. It was just, and so it shouldn't have happened. I mean, I have blocked people in the past for reasons that I've just explained, where they were deliberately just being toxic and pissing my community off, and at that point, I'm not going to tolerate that. But if you're just arguing a point in a civilized manner without any toxicity or stuff like that, I don't see the need for it. You was playing 12 today? Paul, was that Final Fantasy 12 or actually 12? My nose is not bigger than Lena Khan's. For that, I demand 5 memberships. And for those that don't know, that's a running joke from Reforge Gaming. Not that I'm asking for. Not that I'm asking for anything. I'm just mocking Reforge. Where are we? So this conversation happened. I'm not going to bother playing the clip. The TLDR of it is that the panel here was saying Astro Bot was supposed to be a pre-installed game on the PS5 Pro. Now, they're saying they've got their sources. I'm pretty sure my source is completely different. But I've also been told the same thing, that Astro Bot was actually supposed to be a pre-installed game on the PS5 Pro to kind of soften the blow of that £700 price tag. And obviously, after the disaster that was, they realized that was Concord, and the disaster that is Bungie, they released it as a mid-priced game. But they're not wrong. I mean, I don't think my source is the same as theirs, but all 3 of us being wrong, I think that's highly unlikely. Do you know how the Playroom was installed with the PS5? Which is its own game, essentially. The Astro Bot was supposed to be pre-installed with the PS5 Pro. And they decided against it at the end. I mean, it may have still come out as a game to buy on the base PS5, but it was supposed to be pre-installed on the PS5 Pro as a digital game for you to play out the box with your new PS5 Pro. And they didn't do it in the end. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, Paul. I know which one you're talking about. That's actually a good game. Regardless of whether it was smaller or not, I'm just telling you what I heard. I mean, what I've been told some time ago. And clearly these guys have heard the same thing. So I actually do believe that this was real. And it was not acted upon late on. I mean, technically, Astro Bot is too. It's the second game to fully utilize, outside of, I guess, Returnal, the full benefits of the DualSense. Dumpy Koala? I know. But the guy suffers mental illness. What can you... you know, he's clearly got a thing. I don't watch his streams at all because the guy's a bellend. Trying to pick my words correctly. But it is what it is. He's just salty that I'm getting a PS5 Pro for $100 and he's paying $700. He's also the one begging his community for 1,000 memberships at $6 a pop, and also now begging them for another $250 so we can go on holiday. I think between him and me, he's way more of a laughingstock than I'll ever be. But you know what? The fact that I live rent-free in his head is amusing. Devastator, I know, and I've purchased it. What happened to you, Koala? I saw your Twitter account got suspended or deactivated. Like, damn, that was quick. Didn't even see you post anything bad. Pony's really coming after you. It's coming? What do you mean? Cygnus, I don't think he understands what you mean. Cygnus is talking about the pre-installed game. Ghosty. No one talks about X-Vault, the elevator man. If I'm talking about X-Vault, you'll always hear me saying elevator man. What did I say? It's coming. In what regard? Oh, clearly I've got him bothered. X-Vault blocks everyone. Oh, that one. The one that I knew about the Indiana Jones going to a PlayStation. I mean, apparently the new PS5 Pro benchmarks show it's falling behind the RX 68, a 4-year-old GPU. That's a bit of yikes. I know it's Elden Ring, but still. If the Pro is falling behind the RX 6800, which is, I think, equivalent to a 3070, you're looking more like a 3060. I mean, we're going backwards now. Originally, the PS5 Pro was a 4090 equivalent. Then it went to a 4080. Then to a 4070. Then to a 4060. Then to a 3070, which is where I thought it was. But now we're going down to 3060. Not good. I mean, clearly this one looks better, and it's running at a higher frame rate. Interesting stuff. And more places are running with that story now. PC Guide is also saying the same thing. With the Pro falling behind that benchmark. Because let's face it, no one's actually going to play at 30 FPS. That's not going to happen. Because we all know console players can't do 30. Especially on PlayStation. So no one's going to really run that boosted mode with the 30 FPS. They're going to stick to the one that runs better. But I thought this was interesting. 4K 50 FPS fidelity mode. Why not just lower the internal resolution just a bit more to push the extra frames? I would have lowered the internal resolution just a bit more to push it to 60. And just cap it at 60. I don't know, just feels weird to me. Paul, I know it's 16 teraflops. That was amusing to see this after all the hyping and crying about, well, not crying, but for 33 teraflops. I mean, it used to be 67 teraflops, right? And then it dropped down to 40 teraflops, and then 30 teraflops, and now 16 teraflops. It's crazy. I mean, Blaze for £100, it's not bad. I think it's all right for $100. And I think I might sell my drive, because apparently on eBay it's going for like 300 quid at the moment. I think it might go up during Christmas if stock doesn't come in. So if it does during Christmas, it does go up, then I'll leave it in the box and sell it. Sell the drive, make some money, and rebuy it once it becomes more available. That way, it'll pay for the £100 that I've already spent, and then it'll also cover the £100 for the drive as well, and I'll be £100 in profit. I know, I just thought I'd read Renault because it sounded more funny. It does look better bagged because what the Pro is doing is it's lowering the resolution to push a higher frame rate. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're pushing for a higher resolution with, a higher overall internal outward resolution as opposed to your internal, you're going to have to make sacrifices. But that's what upscaling does, right? If it runs it at 30, it will reduce the resolution until it can hit the higher resolution internally. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a new console, so like I said earlier in my stream, comparing a £700-800 console to a £400 console makes as little sense as comparing a £800 PS5 Pro to a £1,500-1,600 PC. But if people think that comparing a £1,600 PC to an £800 console is mental illness, I have some news for you. That comparing a £800 console, because we all know that PlayStation fans won't buy anything digital, it has to be physical or it's a no-go. So it has to be 800 quid. £800 compared to a £400 console just doesn't make any sense. And it's going to be interesting to see how FSR moves Xbox forward. Now, obviously, AI is it is superior to software. There's no denying that, but if it's good enough, it's good enough, right? And it'll be interesting to see how they leverage the non-AI parts of FSR 4 into FSR 3, because it will be backwards compatible, as AMD has said, and older graphics cards will benefit from FSR 4, just not to the fullest extent as cards that can fully utilize FSR 4. So once FSR 4 becomes readily available and compatible with the Xbox, it'll be interesting to see how that actually pushes the console forward as well. I think we're entering a new age, but the problem is, all of this talk about upscaling, even on PC, is just lazy development, right? No one's optimizing their games anymore. They're just using DLSS or FSR or PSSR or XeSS as a crutch to, just push forward. And I think it's lazy. You shouldn't have to rely on that to get to 60 frames. That's my thing. The PS5 Pro is a definite scam. It's about as strong as the PS4 Pro and 1X, if not possibly weaker, going by the specs. In terms of leap, I think it does less. Yeah. Thank you for that $5 Canadian, dude. I mean, that's what we're going in, right? This is like a new age of gaming where, developers don't have to care about anything, and they're using upscalers as a crutch, as a last minute kind of, fix it all to support the game. I mean, you're seeing new PC games coming out where they're talking about you have to have DLSS enabled in order to get a good frame rate. It's crazy. On Monster Hunter Wilds on my PC, I ran it with DLAA with 0 upscaling, and I was getting roughly between 50 and 55 frames with 0 upscaling on Ultra on my 3090 Ti, which is really cool. But if I wanted to lock it at 60, then I had to put on DLSS with quality preset enabled, and then that locked it at 60. So I can imagine like a 4080 or a 4090 is going to be locked at 60. I mean, I've set my monitor refresh rate to lock at 60 FPS for the sole reason that when I stream on Twitch, above 60 FPS causes problems. I don't know if that's because I'm an affiliate and not a partner, but whatever the reason, it does cause problems. So to avoid that, I lock it at 60 when I'm streaming, and I can't be bothered to change it back. But yeah. So I think Monster Hunter Wilds, despite people mocking it with that video that came out, it's not as bad. And like I said, I had really no problems playing it with DLAA, and obviously none at all with a quality preset. Hey, Jago. Dumpy, yeah. I mean, like I said, if my 3090 can run it at perfect with no upscaling at 55, the 4080 will have no problem at 60. Hey, Paul, have a good night. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. And one day we need to catch up, dude. If you're around on my Discord, send me a DM or something. I'd love to sit down and chat about Last Ninja. I know it's an old game, but I know you had a lot to do with the music, and Be really cool to catch up sometime. That is one of my favorite childhood games. It's what actually got me properly into gaming in the first place. The music was awesome. At the time, the gameplay was great. Much to be desired now, but it was revolutionary for its time, I must say. I wish the same people complaining about how AI is going to take away artists' jobs, but all it's doing is lazy. Dude, we have a person at work, not gonna say any names, but we found out that for the past 6 months, he's been using ChatGPT to write all his code. And now we're having to rewrite all the code for the platform. He's been using ChatGPT to write all the code, and no one really monitored his work. It was just kind of working, and when it wasn't working, he'd go in and make slight tweaks to persuado make it work. And it wasn't until he's a freelancer, he came off, and it turns out that they're having to rewrite the whole code because none of it actually works once it's all fitted in. I mean, yeah. But the 4090 is a beast of a card as well. I don't know, Bags. On my PC, it looks really nice. Maybe ChatGPT should get a job personally. I think, using AI in tandem is definitely like a positive, right? Because you can have it kind of support you in what you're doing, but what you're finding now is people trying to use it to not support them, but do the job for them, and that's when it becomes stupid. That's when it becomes a little more just not worth it. Oh, I'll have a look at that in a bit, JB. Yeah, more like a tool. That's when it becomes useful. So Sega has announced that they will be delisting multiple retro titles, including the Sega Genesis Mega Drive Classics Collection. It will be removed on December the 6th, 2024. Likely December 7th, they're going to announce a new collection, is my guess. This is what Sega always does. So if you kind of want the original collection, go grab it, or go grab the physical, which will never be away. But it looks like these are the games that are on the classics. These are all the ones that are coming off. Virtua Fighter 2, Toe Jam and Earl, Sonic Fighters, yada yada yada. So if you're interested, pick them up. But my assumption is that there's a new bundle coming, and that's going to replace it. Because the Sega Super game, that's a Sonic game. Oh yeah, it's just the old titles. There's nothing new here. The Sony one, more than likely. I mean, Zen 2 is old, right? Don't forget when the Zen 2 was integrated into the current gen consoles, it was old on release. Now it's gotten even older. They said they were working on a Super game, and they said it was a Sonic game last I remember. Crazy Taxi. But yeah, while consoles are entering the era of ray tracing, PC has already eclipsed that and have gone to path tracing. And it looks great. It honestly does. But the hit that the GPU takes for it is insane. it takes one hell of a hit. Susano, Nintendo officially came out saying that it's going to be backwards compatible. So that's definitely true. That's crazy, Steve. And on a brighter note, let me see if I can find it. On a plus note, it's only taken 4 years and a new console for them to finally get over Puddlegate. They have finally gotten over Puddlegate. It took them 4 years and another console, but Puddlegate is no more. So for all of you 4 years ago that were moaning about the puddles in Spider-Man, you no longer have to moan about it. It's over. Puddlegate is a thing of the past. So Susano, Puddlegate was a thing because when they first showcased Spider-Man, there was a bunch of puddles there with really cool reflections, and then when the game came out, there was no reflection or anything on the puddle, and everyone started mocking Insomniac for it and laughing at them, and a bunch of people got very upset that there was no reflections in their puddles like they saw in the developer previews and screenshots that they were being shown. And it's taken them 4 years and another console to finally get over the Puddlegate. Even though this does look horrendously bad. I mean, going all the way there, just cutting off. But you know what? At least it's finally over. And they can get over the whole Puddlegate. Right now, the whole street is a puddle. Kind of defeats the whole purpose of the ray tracing, right? Because you're not going to see that. I mean, that just looks ridiculous. Which building is this actually reflecting anyway? Is this supposed to be this one over here? Which building is... It can't be this because there's nothing here being reflected. So which building is actually being reflected? And you too, Force. Remain legend. Alright, I think we've got the final story that I want to show. Is this the last one? I think so. But No Man's Sky is actually doing something that is really cool. Now, obviously, you've got the PS5 Pro support. They're having another Mass Effect expedition. The last one was really cool because they had, I think, the Normandy appear. So, for those of you that are playing No Man's Sky, it's this might be a good time to jump in, especially during the N7 period. But the biggest thing for me is this one over here, introducing cross-save support. Cross-save is obviously something that is, as you all know, I value a lot, way more than most things. And No Man's Sky introducing cross-save, I think, is an absolutely amazing feature. So it's damn cool that you can now just start on PC, go to Xbox, go to PlayStation. Eventually, one day it will be available on the Switch if it's not already available on the Switch. But that is kind of cool. I'm a huge fan of cross-save. And I'm a firm believer that, if the game is available on multiple platforms and is like a live service, it should be cross-save everywhere. Indeed, Maxim. That's also what it allows. I am curious though, right? Outside of the meme, why do most of these comparisons exclude the 3090 Ti? Is there a reason why they do that? What is wrong with the 3090 Ti? When I see these comparisons, or like graphics card comparisons in like Tom's Hardware, they always seem to omit the 3090 Ti. I'm just confused. Why does that always happen? Nah, but you get what I'm saying, Steve. I mean, you got the 3080 Ti, 3080, 3070. Why not the 3090? It's always omitted. Even when I look at graphics comparisons to see like where it stands or stacks up, it's always missing. But you got the 4090 here. So the 3090 should be here too. Unless we're being cardists. Read your last at. Did you at me? Because the 90 series isn't for gaming? I know, but the 90 is available there. Yep. Yep, cardist is a new term, Bags. I've just made it up. Because the image ain't large enough to include every card? Knock off the 3070 then. Brick, they were. That's true. They were. Man, if only people knew how much I got my 3090 Ti for. That would be amusing to see reactions. Nah. Nowhere. Way more than that, Gabby. I'm not selling it. Bags, I got it for £120. So someone in my Discord, when I first started content creation, they wanted to sponsor some stuff to me, so they sent me a 2080 Super for free. And then later on, they upgraded to a 4090 and asked if I wanted the 3070 Ti for free. So I only paid for customs. And I netted a 3090 Ti as a gift for £120. I basically just paid the customs. They sent it to me as a gift. But I paid for the customs, so it still cost me £120. I mean, they were kind enough to offer to pay for my customs too, but I said that was taking the piss. I paid for that. But I am grateful to them because they have aided me quite a bit in being able to continue what I'm doing. So I've been fortunate to have really nice people around me that support me. Yeah. During that time, the graphics card shortage was crazy though, right? That's when everyone was bit mining like crazy. They were being snapped up like crazy. I think the prices for them now stabilized around 1,500, right? 1,600. Before they announced they're discontinuing the card, and it shot back up again. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, to be fair, he might as well flex it. It's a beast of a card. Oh yeah, Brick. That's going to be the new narrative now, no doubt. That's probably going to be another narrative. It's shocking. I mean, I've got the white beard, Gabby. But I do think it's quite disgusting that, the Predator decided that he was going to accuse me of stealing without even knowing anything. The fact that it was a birthday gift, well, birthday, Christmas gift, I guess, you can combine it, from one of my closest friends. but the first assumption he came to was that I'm stealing it. I mean, I shouldn't expect anything else from a predator, but, you know, I still think it's pretty disgusting that that was the first conclusion that he came to without even bothering to reach out to find out anything. He did not. But it is what it is. Maybe I should do it more often, Bags. Maybe I should do it more often. But like everyone here knows that I said I'm picking up a PS5 Pro. I said it the day the pre-orders went up. I even said I pre-ordered it. I cancelled my pre-order once I got this offer, but, you know, I never hid it from anyone. I've never hid anything from anyone. I have all consoles. And as Brick said earlier, I'm a multi-plat gamer. I have Xbox, PC, PlayStation, Switch. I have the whole works. Even a Steam Deck. Susano, that would require me going to his stream and trying to figure out where he said it and then report him. It requires too much effort. And then if I did that, he would have his whole community coming after me. And they would be reporting me for no reason. Just mass report just for the sake of it. It isn't worth it. Bags, the reaction from his crazy community would be way too much. I mean, don't forget, he has a community that he literally abuses, and they still go back for more. All he has to do is unleash them on me, and my channel disappears overnight. It's not worth it. Especially when you're looking at the others right now, copyright striking and everything like there's no tomorrow. Everyone is trigger happy at the moment. Like, what's the point? It is. And I'm just here to chill out, discuss stuff. Alright, maybe I did mock them a little bit too much with how cheap I'm getting it. But it was still fun. Ventura, just about Reforge accusing me of being a thief. You need your TOF clears? Didn't you get any on Monday? I swear we got your clears on Monday. We got the VA, we got the raid, we got Joint operation, we did the whole lot. I don't want to be around him at all, Bags. Woodpit, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Although I did ask Reforge and tagged him, what exactly am I stealing? And he didn't get back to me. The thief of his heart. It is what it is. I don't need to prove jack shit to him. It is what it is. You sounded? You're always a psycho. I mean, that's what it is, Bags. He's just jealous. I mean, I even tweeted out exactly how I'm getting it, just so people are aware. It's a birthday gift. My birthday's on November the 22nd. And that falls on a Friday not next week, but the week after. So I'll probably do a stream on Friday as well. Maybe have another community night then or something. I don't know. We'll see what I'm gonna do on November. But I'll definitely be streaming for a little bit on the 22nd of November. But yeah, it's basically a birthday gift. He reached out and said, look, he's a PC gamer himself. He doesn't want the PS5, and he just said, do you want it? And I said, sure. And he said, the company's covering X amount. And he said, can you cover the rest? And I said, sure. And he said, okay. And he's paying half of what was left. I'm paying half of what was left. And otherwise, I'd have it today. And I don't have it today. I'm picking it up over the weekend from his place. PC game is still everything. You really get to them. But I was always getting a PS5 Pro. Everyone knew this. I mean, Steve has been literally calling me out every single stream since September. Right? He's been calling me out every single stream since September. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 did really well, surprisingly. It's what I was wondering. But it's just a thing. You know what, Steve? There used to be a guy called Jamala who used to come to my streams. He doesn't really... He pops in every now and then, but not as often anymore. But he was like 10 times worse than you. You have a lot of ground to make up. You should see him in my Discord every so often. He's there so you can tag him. But he used to give me way more shit. Yeah, from Discord. He used to... Literally, it just used to be pain. Everything was pain with him. He was... I mean, the amount of shit he gave Taz was astronomical. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being the least, you're probably about a 3, maybe, if I'm being generous, a 4 compared to him when he was at a 10. It was all good fun, though. Oh, it's alright for him to get a gift from God, but when I get a gift from a friend, it's stealing. Is there any other topics? Any other news that was unveiled? We've spoken about Mass Effect TV series, Puddlegate, Microsoft now having free reign to buy anyone they want. Apparently there's a new AI, Microsoft AI thing that's going to be kind of revealed soon. Tom Warren is locking it behind his paywall for the time being until it becomes public. But it'll be interesting to see what that's all about over the next few days. You got, I think, the Sony earning calls tonight. I don't show content that's just been released. Paul, out of respect to the creator, regardless of who they are, I don't like showing. I mean, once it's like a day or two old, then I'll check it out. But out of respect to people's content, I usually wait 24 or 48 hours before. Yeah, definitely for like a Tuesday stream. Next week, Tuesday. You know, if people want to check it out, go check it out. You know, at the end of the day, YouTube is YouTube, and I don't like doing that sort of thing to people, regardless of who they are. Damn straight, Steve. Damn straight. I need to be careful with what I say now because people are constantly, like I said, tagging me out, clipping me out of context. Which is not great. Am I happy with the direction? You know what I mean? The whole kind of like Thief kind of direction? Yeah. I mean, Indiana Jones has always been a kind of stealth thing, right? You never, I mean, outside of the whole driving scenes where everything goes hectic, they're always kind of hiding until it goes pear-shaped. They're always at least trying to be stealth. So, it depends. I mean, I haven't really seen much footage of it in terms of the stuff that we've already seen, but I'm okay with it. And if you're referring to it going to PlayStation, I don't care. Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm okay that they're kind of making it different enough. I don't know if it would have really worked if it was first-person Tomb Raider Uncharted style. I think that would have been a little... I don't know. Considering we're used to seeing that kind of angle at third person, it may have been a bit odd for people to adapt to. I think them going the whole stealth thief route to a certain extent, I think might actually work better for the game. Either way, I love Indiana Jones. and I know I'm going to enjoy it. Oh, that's pretty much Steve. Like I said, I was really surprised that James actually stuck up for me in when Baldilocks actually tried to mock me, and he corrected him. You know, for all the shit people give to him, I kind of appreciate. I really appreciate that. And if you're in the chat right now, James, you know, I appreciate it. James is his Twitter handle. Age of Empires is going to PlayStation. I mean, that's a Microsoft game, not an Xbox game. And it was originally... I think they were already on PlayStation prior. So, whatever. It's a niche, super niche game. Bags, you're preferring the whole stealth aspect to it? I think it could work really well. I think the Call of Duty campaign was really good. I've got my review out, non-spoiler. I think it was done really, really well. I mean, overall, it was a really good campaign. It was totally different to what I was expecting. There were so many surprises in there and so many kind of WTF moments. It was just... yeah. Paul, no, it's Nicola. That would actually be right. That would actually be really cool. I'd like to see that. But it would be cool, Bags. It would be cool. You don't have to. You don't have to break our immersion brainstorming. I think that would have been. I think honestly, after playing Call of Duty in third-person mode, which actually for zombies worked really, really well. I thought it would be pretty horrible, but when I was playing on our community night last week, was it last week or the week before? Again, thanks to all that did turn up to the community night. That was a really good fun that we had. Playing third person actually felt good. It felt weird at first, but overall, it felt like I could aim better on a controller in third person. It was really, I don't know how to explain it, but overall, it just felt like a better experience. I can't really explain it. But I was super skeptical at first, and then having experienced it, my skepticism went away instantly. COD 6 advertising is everywhere. But I will say one thing, guys. I appreciate people that are coming in here, whether you're PlayStation centric, Xbox centric, PC centric, or whatever. Haven't just come in here and started hurling abuse at me for even if it is for no reason regarding the whole Reforge thing. I do appreciate it. I actually was bracing myself for some of that today, and it didn't happen. So I do sincerely appreciate it. You mean like Death Stranding coming to Xbox? This is that's actually quite good. That's actually oh, that's actually really funny. Like, what do you mean I have a terrible taste in waifus? Which waifu did I pick that wasn't good? Oh, do you like that I didn't like? He did. He did. And he basically said that I am stealing the PS5 Pro to his community, which was going round. Wait. So you're saying Annabella in Tower Fantasy is not a waifu? Punkalicious, you can buy it right now. Right now, you can buy it. It's available. It's £17. It is 50% off. Right now, this second. So if you want to get it, it's also Play Anywhere. Or $20 in the US. As you can see. Play Anywhere. Optimized for Xbox Series X. I bought it this morning when I saw. On sale. It's £35 normally, but it's 50% off, so you get it for £17 and 49 pence. Hey, look, we don't talk about her assassination skills. She still looks good. Oh no, this is very real. This is available now on Xbox. $17. So who is top tier for you then in Tower of Fantasy? I bet he's gonna say Rosalind. She looks weird. Dustborn has the best waifus? Dude, Dustborn is getting game of the year contender. I'm still saying that Concord and Dustborn is going to get a nomination for game of the year. What's this game about? It's pretty much a walking simulator, but there's more to it. You're essentially walking most of the time, connecting towns together, from what I understand. I haven't played it personally. I have bought it now, I am going to play it. But it's supposed to be it gets better the more you play it. Put it that way. So, and it's also like Marmite. You're either really going to like it or you're really not going to like it. There's no middle ground with this game. Fiona's a waifu? I've never said Fiona's not a waifu. I think Lynn is better, mind you, but, you know. Steve. Concord could have been fixed. It just needed to go back in the oven. But Sony didn't give it any chance. The guillotine of Snow Hoo Hoo was enough. But yes, like someone said in the chat, I'm guessing that's going to be the next thing that flies around social media. Me mocking Reforged for wanting people to buy him a PC and pay for his holiday. And then telling people to drop 1,000 memberships. And then obviously a couple of people started dropping super chats. So that's totally going to be taken out of context, isn't it? Devastator? I bought it. Install. You own this. Someone was just asking if it was available. Woodpit, they should have tried free to play. They should have left it free to play. Enabled the microtransactions which they had hidden. Because there was a microtransaction store there. They found it in the data mine. They should have enabled it, left it free to play, and then overhauled it, and then done a re-release or left it as a soft. What they would have had would have been like a soft release, and then they would have had a proper release after. I agree with that. Paid my Ryan F. Nah, Concord is gone, Taz. The studio is gone. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 messages. From one person on X. In the space of 2 hours. Yep. Got it in one, Woodpit. Woodpit. The problem with Concord was that outside of the characters, right? And I said this in my review of the game as well. Outside of the characters being just generic, unimaginative, pandering to, the social lefties and whatnot, and trying to be politically correct, or whatever you want to call it, right? The biggest problem was the weapon balancing and the skill balancing of the ability balancing in the game was completely off. It almost felt like there was no QA done for it. There were certain weapons in the game that were simply just so badly balanced, like the bolt action sniper rifle. If you get a headshot, that should be a one one-shot kill. If you are getting a headshot, it needs to be, because it takes too long to reload. The problem is, when you get a headshot, it only took like 60%, 70% of the health. It wasn't a one-shot kill. So by the time you reload, they're up in your face and they would have defeated you. And that was just one example. There are multiple others where it just, the game clearly wasn't balanced for it. There was for a hero shooter that was designed for a 5 or 6v6, whatever it was, I can't remember anymore because the game was around for such a short time. There wasn't even any way for you to combat a 1v5 or a 1v6 or even a 1v3 where you could use your ultimate to, turn the tide, as it were. There was just so many things wrong with how the game was designed overall. It felt like there was zero QA done to it, and zero feedback was given. It was almost like everyone was patting their own ego when they were building this and thought that, their own shit smelled like roses and that nothing they did could ever be wrong. And so they kind of created this thing that was just fundamentally rotten at its core. Now, the reason why I say they should have gone back and re-released it as a free-to-play is because people would have still played it. And then they would have introduced the microtransaction store for some skins. It would have had players. Those PlayStation loyalists, just to prove that it wouldn't fail, would have played it to show that it wouldn't fail. And would have spent money in the microtransaction store, allowing them to recoup some of that money while they worked in the background for 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is, to overhaul it and fix what was broken at the root of the game, at the core of the game. And then do a soft relaunch of the game free to play with like the battle passes, the microtransaction store, making fundamental changes, because at the end of the day it's free to play, it needs revenue to come in. But once they fixed the core of the game, it would have been okay. But instead, after 400 million, they decided that they weren't going to give them any chance. And I do think that if they actually did go about the way I said and went back and fixed the core of the game, it would have been okay. It would have found its market. It would have found its niche. But that was not going to be the way of the world. Avengers is still playable. Basically, Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix have said that the Avengers game will be playable until the servers crash. Like hard crash. When they do, there won't be anyone to switch them on. Switch them off and on again. Once they go down permanently. So it's a ticking time bomb, essentially. Woodpit, they don't see it because when you don't have anyone critiquing what you're making, and you have a toxic positive environment where everyone turns around and goes, yeah, that's amazing, that's really cool, that's great, man. You don't get any critical thinking in there or any, constructive criticism. And therefore you come out with what you have in Concord. People always think, providing criticism is a bad thing. But in a dev environment, it's probably the most important thing you could have. And it looks like, well, at least from what I've been reading, in their development circle, if you were negative, you were shunned out. Everyone had to be positive. Hey, Brick, you remember what happened with Anthem, right? Apparently someone cut the cable. there were several Bungie guys that it's just really strange. I mean, is it though, Woodpit? Is it really strange when you think about it? Because Crucible is one of the most unbalanced environments ever in gaming. It is probably the most unbalanced instance in PvP there ever will be. It is so unbalanced. It's crazy. And they never fixed it to this day. It is what it is. Ron, what do you mean? Leah this for Pro. Now guys, what do you think about this? Konami has revealed the voice actress behind Metal Gear Solid character Eva after keeping it secret for 20 years. And it is in fact Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Ron Slusher, what did you mean by that, dude? Oh, apparently for the Mass Effect TV series, the director is the one that directed Fast and Furious 9. Could have done without knowing it's Ariel. Oh, chat, if there's nothing else that people want to discuss or talk about, I think I'm going to end it there. I am going to try and pick up the X-Real glasses and check them out with gaming and maybe review them if I get a chance to pick it up. So do look forward to that. I guess the earnings call is coming in about an hour, so I'll probably make a video on that tomorrow. And once I get my hands on my cheap PS5 Pro, I guess I'll do a hands-on impression and thoughts on that as well. Now, Brick. I can't even joke about stuff like that anymore because I know it's going to be taken out of context. I've already seen tweets of people tagging PlayStation to report me, which is quite sad. How much is it worth, Devin? How much is it worth? How much is it worth? But yeah, I've already seen tweets of people tagging and reporting me. It's really sad because, well, it's what it is. But yeah, so I'll end it on this then, since Devin asks so nicely. If you are interested in GeForce Now, definitely grab a sub before January 2025. Because your gameplay will be unlimited until January 2026. So even if you just want to check it out, grab one in December and check it out. Because if you grab it in January, it's going to be limited to 100 hours per month. Which completely... in my opinion, it might be good for you, I guess, depending on how much you use it. But 100 hours is a issue for many, many people. But if you get it now, you don't have that restriction until 2026, but they'll probably, turn it away. Hey, look, Devin, I gave you a choice. I gave you an option. I said, you pay, and I don't talk about it. You said you're not going to pay, and then I started talking about it. So now Steve can blame you for it. And anyway, once you get PS5 Pro support on Final Fantasy XIV, good old Chille's gonna buy a PS5 Pro too. But until then, I'm gonna call it a night. Might be over at Twitch tomorrow. I didn't stream yesterday because I was just really tired from work. So I'm playing through Life is Strange at the moment, for anyone that's interested in that. So I'm probably going to continue playing that and seeing how far I can get, because I want to finish the first game before I jump onto the second game. So if anyone's interested in that, feel free to stop by tomorrow over at Twitch, twitch.tv/Chaos Lounge streaming. And otherwise, I'll see you then. Or I'll see you on Tuesday. Whichever's sooner, or in a video. Who knows? Take it easy, boys. Take it easy, girls. And I'm out. Remain legend, folks. And for that last remark with GeForce Now, it's all Devin's fault. The true pony of the bunch. The one that actually bought Concord. He paid real money for it. Just putting it out there. He paid real money for Concord. Ventura, no, I'm not playing Dragon Age. I just don't agree with what they've done to it, and I'm just not going to play it. I'm happy for anyone else that likes it and that wants to play it, but it's not for me. And I'm not going to be one of those hypocrites that has a strong opinion on it and then goes against that opinion and plays it. There are plenty more games that I need to play. But on that note, peace out, everyone. Have a good night. And I will see you potentially tomorrow if you're over at Twitch. Have a good night, folks. Remain legend. Remember on Steam you were seeing those that there was usually one person playing Concord? That was Devin. He's already confessed it to me, by the way. That was him trying to log into the closed